Are we all good to go? Hi, everyone. Hello. Let me just triple check. Okay, music should be good to go. Hello. Let me go ahead and enable that as well. Hi, Clover from the clouds. And hi, Zero. Welcome to you as well. And then on Twitch, we have Rudy. Congrats on being first. Hi, Nappa. Samuke. Haven't seen that name in quite a second. And I think Cat's on keyboard. I hope you're all having a great day. But if not, please consider. I hope you're having a great day as well. We'll see how today goes. Right now, great. But my heart's pounding just a little bit. So we'll see how today goes. And hi, Eska. Welcome in. And hello to you as well, Beatus. I hope you're all doing well. Let me go ahead and slide this guy over. How have your weeks all been, huh? What you been up to? With the anniversary being this week, I wanted to make every day an announcement, so every stream day an announcement, but I was only able to complete 2 of the ideas, so tomorrow there's nothing big or special planned. But yesterday was the whole emote idea, and we do have a winner, so I'll be uploading that emote. And I believe, let me check, I believe the winner was Ulki, who sent in that wonderful emote. So let me go back into, let's see. It would be in questions, I believe. Yeah, Ulki's emote 1. And let me go back into here, subtract that. Okay. Lots of screens today. It's always a lot of screens whenever I do a music stream. And oh, hi, speaking of, hi, okay. Speaking of the winner, congratulations. And let's see, I'm actually leaving to go see Fantastic Four. Have a good stream. Thanks for popping in, Beatus. I hope you have a lovely time watching it. I've heard good things about the Superman one at least. However, don't know too much about Fantastic Four. I like the comics, but never know when it comes to movies how well it's gonna be. I still hope you have a lovely time. And what happened, the emojis? Yep, the idea was that since yesterday there was a vote to see which emojis would be transferred to stream 1, since there's a limited amount of space for stream. But on Discord, I can have up to like 70-something emojis, so everyone's emoji can get added. But for Twitch and YouTube, it's only like, I think up to 10 or 7 on Twitch, and then for YouTube, it's like 5. So the idea was, depending on how many votes the emojis got, that's what the ones would become for on stream. So that's there, but it'll take a second for it to process. But after stream, I'll make sure to go ahead and upload it, so hopefully it'll be ready by tomorrow. Saying that, let me get some water. I'm excited to see it. I'm really happy I did it this way. And hi, Rodrigo. Welcome into the stream. Welcome. I'm happy I did it this way, the voting at least, since you could see how big the emote would show up compared to if I just did different images. Since they were all scaled to the same point, it makes it easier to see, okay, which ones would be really clear to see. Because when I was doing my own emojis, making all the ones that you can see on there, I didn't realize how small was small, and how making it in the smallest size possible would make it bigger to see. For example, I think, let's see, I think this guy here is 16 by 16, and it shows up well, sorta, because of its small size makes it really easy to see compared to something bigger. But I think that's just a trade-off sort of thing when it comes to pixel art, since in other art aspects or in other art mediums, it works a little bit differently. But welcome in, everyone. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. The thing is, these announcements and these things, I never know how well it's going to go. But you know what? It's the fact of it trying. When I've done, like even last year when I started streaming, I at first wanted to plan out streaming and figure everything out in a month. So I was gonna start, I got the idea back in July, was gonna spend August planning and then do it in September. But then I changed my mind and I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to do it next week. And therefore I streamed within a week. And It was stressful, but it ended up working well since I didn't have to worry too much because I tend to overplan, and if I don't do it now, then it might not get done. So I'm taking that approach this time around where there's still a lot of issues, but hopefully the idea and the fun of it can happen. Saying all that, let me bring you into planning, why don't I? And welcome to the planning stream. And really good approach? I'm glad you think so. I'm certainly very meticulous, so it happens to be the case. If I'm allowed to think, I will think. Saying all of that, today should be a lot of fun. We're going to do the pitch of the game, so you get the idea, recap what I've been doing with the game with the music, then that special announcement that I've been teasing you about all week shall appear, and then we'll make some music for the rest of the stream. So we'll see how things go. Saying all of that though, you all get nice and comfy, and I'll be right back, alright? And let me go ahead and make sure this is switched too, so I can see stuff and things. Okie dokie. So let me go into the screen. I'll be right back, alright? Welcome everyone to your most favorited place. And my faves are the first ones from Wookie and the ones from Senapa. Me too. And welcome in. Now, I know things might look a little bit different, a little bit scary, but don't you worry, it's okay, you're okay. You have zero to thank for this lovely background they made of the elevator room. So I thought, what a day to use it, aside from an anniversary time. We have a background to thank. Saying that though, we have, let's see, you're here, I'm here. There's no walls, there's walls. There's no doors, there's no windows, there's no stairs. It's just you and the elevators, maybe a few plants here and there. And me, I'm here too. And you know, you're waiting here at the elevator. And since you're waiting here, why don't I wait here with you? You know, we can chat while we're waiting for the elevators. As I think the elevators will show up about in maybe about 30 seconds, a minute, kind of depends, but around that time. So in the meantime, why don't I make myself approachable? Hello! Today I'm wearing the big suit. As we have very business to discuss today, so I need the big guns. Now I bring you to this very special time, as you know, you're here, I'm here, and there's a trapdoor. There's not Zero. I vetted the place before, well, after he sent it over, you know. I had to make sure the construction was up to par and standards in the sewage shoulder. I got all the shoulder pads. Elevator pitch is essentially like to do at the beginning of my stream, where I spend 1 minute, this time we're gonna try 30 seconds again. So 1 minute or 30 seconds attempting to pitch my game to you. And the hope is that the people who have maybe not heard of my game before, it gets you up to date. From people maybe who haven't been here before, gets you up to date. And it also helps me get better at trying to explain the game. And hi, Ignorant, hello. No, Sarah, I made sure. You know what? I didn't even remove them. They removed themselves. It's just the way things work around here. Now, what game I'm sure you're asking is the game I'm talking about. And I was scrambling trying to come up with a pitch myself. No worries. Pitches are very hard. I can say that. For me, at least, I found 30 seconds to be easier than 1 minute. I feel like I have less to say or more to say, and it helps. 30 seconds has been nice for me. But the game I'm talking about, the game I'm currently making is called... Was it? Oh, hold on. Yeah. Necrotype Cafe, a real-time typing cafe game. And the hope is that when that timer, that timer right there, not that one, that's way too long. I could not speak on no. 20 minutes is not a good idea. Oh boy, let me make sure that's 1 minute. There we are. Okay. And like 30 seconds, and and that's a TED Talk. Welcome to my TED Talk. And when that gets to 30 seconds, I'm thinking I can spice it up a little bit. And hi, Mr. Mick. Hello, hello. I'm thinking I can spice it up a little bit. Maybe I can do a sing-songy tune in the attempt to persuade you into thinking my game is a great game. As it's a great game, you'll see. And since it's a musical stream today, why don't we do that? And the timer's about to start. So once it does, I will try to give you a chime. Welcome to Necrotype Cafe, where you get to play Gabriella, who's a necromancer, and you go to this prestigious wizard academy where you gotta go in the back rooms, and you have to pick a cafe, and you serve your fellow wizard customers. The idea is not only it's a cafe game, it's also a rhythm typing game, and the rhythm typing is you have to cast spells. You have to type up spells to serve your customers. So you make dishes made out of rhythm typing and serve it with the customer's cafe. I've kind of lost the music with the song, but it's okay. You have the whole semester to do the thing. Hey! That was a lot harder than I thought. I feel like I listened a little bit through, but it was fun. And that is the pitch. I'm sure you're all very persuaded to play the game, yes? Yes. Saying that, let me get off my very business seat, as while we're still talking business, the thing is, we don't need the business suit. The business suit is not what makes the person. So let me go ahead and get off the suit, get off the very important glasses, or the big ring glasses, and let me get up my lovely assistant here, Bobby. Bobby's here to stay. And you know what? If for some reason my wonderful pitch did not persuade you, that's okay, that's all right. Let me give you a prototype of the game. It's still currently in development, still has a bug, and I'll talk about it when we get there, but hopefully you get the idea I'm going for, and once things are functionally working as they should be, things will be great to go. So, saying all of that, let's go into Obsidian. And, oh, if it lets me go into Obsidian. Here we are in Obsidian. And let's see, if I go ahead and do you here, we go into the website. I can go into exclamation necrotype. There you go. And then I'll also link this into, hold on, can I copy the message? It does not. Okay, that's fine. I think I can do this. There you are. And send it into YouTube. There you are. So currently there is a web version of the game being developed. However, I'm starting to think the bug I'm running into might be related to being on the dev or the web, but we'll see. I'm working on it behind the scenes, so I'll let you know if that's the case, as I'm thinking maybe the on-screen stuff, off-screen stuff, but we'll see, certainly. But let me go ahead and show you how the game works. So let me go ahead and full screen here, and from there, let me go ahead and hide. Let's see. Show this guy, hide this guy. That way you can see the whole screen. So let's go ahead and calibrate the game, and actually need to move that guy there. There we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and calibrate. And the audio, hold on, let me just double check. You are not audible. So let me go ahead and do audio capture. Audio, is it capture? Let me just double check. You are not capturing. Got ya. Okay, we'll do this instead then. You should be able to hear it now. Alrighty, let's give the game a whirl. First with calibration. So, space, 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 space. Okay, it is now calibrated. And now what we can do is give the game a whirl. So if we go into our tutorial level here, you can see this is the cafe I was talking about. We can move around, customer will spawn. So we'll go ahead and grab that customer. Customer's gonna think of a space, the wild space out here. This customer is going to think about what they want to order. You know, we gotta give them a second to really think. And once they're ready to order, you can go ahead and take your order. And let's look at their order. You can see it's a bunch of cool looking things, and I'll show you what it means. So we kind of have different colors here. We have pink, we have purple, and we have an icon here. And if you go to this bookshelf, you can see there's pink and purple here. And, oh, hold on. Oh, that's weird. I did not know that exiting out of that did not exit out of that. But I can do this. There we are. So there's pink and purple flavors in here. And there are images in here. And what we saw before, right, was this image. So I can go ahead and grab that cake. And then it was pink and purple. So they're different flavors. So I can grab the sweet. I can also grab the bitter. And from here, all we have to do is hold down Q to start the spell. And now, let's see if we do get that bug. As the bug, it comes and it goes. So let's see. The idea is that as keys appear here, you'll have to type them. And you have here is a progress bar. And here's the fail meter. So if this goes all the way up, you fail. So let's see how well I can do. All right. BEWARE space H E space J A B B E R W O C K comma space M Y space S O. Alright. And space T H G space J A W S space T H A T space B I T. And if it's the bug, you'll see funny numbers. Oh, it seems we're good. Alright. E comma space T H E space C L A W S. And we have our order. Let's go ahead and serve the customer. So we just have to walk up to the customer, give them their order, and they'll eat it because it is a delicious order. Oh, the funny emojis. Now that they're ready, well, now that they're done, we can go ahead and take their order, and the customer will go on their merry way. And that's the gist of the game currently. There's going to hopefully be more features, but I want to make sure I get down the bare minimum. That's why the art isn't as flashy as it could be. I hope we can get the game mechanics working, and then we can worry about all the pizzazz later. However, saying all of that, let me go ahead and exit out of you. I can go ahead and hide you, show you, and we can go into concepts here. Let me click on this guy here, play the audio. I can go ahead and hide this guy for the meanwhile. Yeah, you can get hidden, and this music can get closed. And you, okay, we do have the audio. Good, good, okay. Let me get some water, and then I can, well, actually, you know what? While I'm drinking water, let me show you all the game you heard in the, well, all of the music you heard in the game I've made. So up to now, I've been making all of my music, and in the beginning, I was using music I was able to find online. However, granted that it is a rhythm game, it was really important I learned how music works so I can pair the rhythm. So if I go into, I believe, my eagle here, like this, you should be able to see. So this is all the game music in Necrotype Cafe, and then this is music I've made. So I wanted to give you another piece of music we have. So let's see. This one? Now we're looking for the one. Let's see. Yeah, all right. So I'll let you listen to this one again while I get some water. And wow, thank you, thank you. All right, water time. Oh, you should also hear double, so hide that. All right, water. Oh, I forgot. This is the harder one. That's the end of the song, so it loops around while you're spellcasting. And I've made a few of these guys, and the hope is that that's what we'll be doing today. Today, we'll be making another map to put into the game. However, now comes that special announcement that I was talking about. So let me go ahead and, Newt. Let me go ahead and play that guy. And let me go back into this guy here. Actually, no, we don't go back into this guy. Maybe we do. This is all new to me, so I'm learning as I go. But let's see. Let me go ahead and actually, yeah, let's do it that way. Let me hide this here, and then let me go ahead and open up this guy here, and then let me save this guy as it wasn't published yet, so I need to make sure it's published. So let's see, you, and you should be, if I do these guys, give me 1 second to mess with the settings as still super new, but I should be able to, let's see, you there, yeah, settings. I want to make you visible. Can you become visible? No, we don't want to hide you. And then if I publish and save, let me double check to make sure it's working, and then I can show you what I'm talking about. So let's see, I go ahead and refresh this guy here, and I go to my settings. Where are we at? Lovely, good, okay, I can show you then. Let me go ahead and click back into you. Okie dokie. So let me slide you over here. We can go into this guy here, and where are we at? We're looking for that guy. Lovely. Okay. So to those of you that didn't know, I have a website. It is irisezra.com, and I try my best to add any references or resources or tools I can when it comes to game development. So things related to programming, pixel art, even music. And we can even click here to say music, and it'll show you some links I have in relations to hopefully getting you started with music if you've never done music before. However, the announcement I wanted to make is, if we click on here, more, you can see, I don't know if any of you have gotten the hint yet, but there is one called now Necronotes Jam. So to officially announce the officially, I'll be hosting a music jam. Not a game jam, but a music jam. And we'll go through these. I'll tell you what it's about, what you can do, and then I'll explain a little bit more. But if you want to look at this guy yourself, let me go ahead and copy and paste that. And while I'm speaking about all of this, let me also go and send the Discord message, as I've been working on this, but if you find any bugs or errors, you know what? Let me know and I'll try to fix them. Hi, Kazulu. Is that how you say it? That sounds about right, but you can tell me how close I got and I can try again. But let's go ahead, scroll back up here, and I'll explain things a little bit more. And before I do that, let me also make sure I do this. Oh, wrong button. Do you, and send. Okay, so that should be good to go. That should be sent. That guy should be there. So it should also now be announced on Discord. Saying all of that, let me go ahead and subtract this guy here, and we can go over it. So the idea is that 2 weeks from now, the jam will end, and your task, should you choose to accept it, is to create what you just looked at, right? A song and notes to put onto the song. So how I had to type out certain notes, that's what you would be doing. So you'll create a whole song. And the hope is that if we go down here, we can see golden requirements. So not only do you have to create a song and a map, you'll also have to be tasked with creating a wizard. And it could be a wizard type is already a thing, like a, what's another wizard type? I think there's watermancers. I don't think they're called that. I think they're maybe called aquamancers. So you could take an already created wizard class, or you can create your own. For example, I have medimancers, and they're supposed to be healing wizards. So the idea is that you create a wizard class, and you have to add a flavor to them. So for example, with my necromancers, they are the flavor of bitter. For my pyromancers, they'll be spicy, and for my medimancers, they're sweet. And the hope is that you take a flavor, you'll take a wizard class, and you'll also need a color for your wizard. As you can see, my necromancers were purple, and my medimancers were pink. And once you grab all of those guys, you'll also have to figure out how difficult you want your game to be. For my game, at least, I want some hard levels, I want some easy levels, I want a little bit of everything in between. I don't want my game to be super difficult, but I also don't want it to be super easy. So depending on how you label your difficulty, that'll also be something to consider. So if we go down here, you can see criteria, how I was talking about how there were going to be 2 weeks to complete this. Once the 2 weeks are over, I'll need a week to gather all of the, what'd you call it? Submissions. I'll need a week to gather all of these submissions. So then after that, let's see, and oh, I don't think I have it on here. Oh no. Oh no, I do. Voting. And after that week, so 1 week of a pause, a break, so I can gather everything, we'll vote. So it'll be a 24-hour voting, and I'll also go over all of the submissions on Stream. So that's that there. And I also go over the rules here, so if you're looking for that as well, you'll be graded on your, or rather, you'll be scored. So the whole idea is that it is going to be community voting. Everyone will be able to vote on different scoring and everything. And the words. What you're going to be looking for is how well you execute your difficulty. So if you call your song very hard and it's actually super easy, you'll probably get a lower score. Or if you want to make sure you get the level of difficulty that you're aiming for. Another criteria is that you will be judged is your enjoyment, and also the music quality, and also the creativity. So how well you mesh together the different themes of your wizard and your song and the patterns in the board. So that's the hope, at least. And saying that, we have rules as well, which are teams up to 2. All work must be original, map must be playable, so it must be functional. If you submit a non-functioning map, I can't wait to see what. I'm guessing it maybe entered early. What was I going to say? I don't remember. Map must be functional, so you'll have to try the map out. And tips are, you can start the map at about 2 seconds and aim for around 30 seconds once it's me. Me too, but it's always that thing of, even if I announce this, maybe we won't get a lot of participants. So it's always a thing of, you don't know how well this is going to go, but I'm hoping it goes well. I'm excited at the very least, as I'll show you why. The game works best with half, whole, and quartered 8 notes. However, I don't know a lot of musical DAWs, which is what the programs use to create music. So I'm hoping we'll see how well we can push my game's limit in getting songs and maps and things of that nature. Now, as for prizes, there are a few. I couldn't offer much, but I tried my best to offer what I could. The top 3 submissions will receive a free Steam key for my game when it comes to Steam, and they'll also have the wizard, class, flavor, and submission added to the game, as well as also get credited. That is the hope, is that you'll get to have a part in adding to the game, since this is a sort of anniversary for not just streaming and the channel, but also for the game as well. And what gets me, oh, I did that. Good. Okay, so saying all that, this is a submission. This is a guide on what I'll be talking about, so you have that as well, and you also have MIDI to JSON. Okie dokie. Saying all that, let me bring you to the special second part of thing, which is, if I go ahead back to my, let's see, itch. Where's my itch at? Itch. And let me make sure I publish this guy as little bit of settings I have to mess around with, but we'll see. It's going well so far. I've been able to convey my words, maybe not as fluently as I want, but I'm doing it. That's what matters. So let's see. I go ahead and I set you to, let's see, delete. And I go ahead and confirm your deletion. Yep. From there, I should be able to click on you. And then if I click on publish and save, we'll see if it did upload. So I'll go ahead and click on that there. Save. And then if I go to the website, so we go to Necrotype Cafe, so I can click on this guy here, open it up, open this guy up. We navigate to the game page. Let's see if it worked out. And question is, does it? So if I click on run game here, we should see a new feature added in the bottom corner. And if it did upload, good. If it didn't, oh no, technical difficulties. But it did. And now you can see there's a new button on screen. It says, and let me see if I can scroll in to maybe make it a little bit easier to see. I can, lovely. It says test your own songs. And when I click on this guy here, there's a new screen. So, and let me turn this down since I can hear it. So this is where you'll be testing your songs. If you're trying to submit, it's also a way for people to, I don't know if it would be considered modding, but the idea is that people will be able to load their own levels and things of that nature and play it around and do all of those things. I'm guessing there's going to be bugs, as there is currently a bug at the moment, and I'll show you the bug so you're aware of it. Right now, the bug doesn't seem to appear very much in Firefox, but it does seem to appear in Chrome and Opera. So just a warning there, but I'm glad you're only thinking it's very neat. So the idea is that you can load any audio you want, any JSON you want, generate the song, and then test the song here. So the hope is that people will be able to use this tool to create their submissions. And I dream of an absolution. Hi to Jack, and hi to you as well, Qualm. I don't think I said hello to you. So hello. And welcome in. So that is there. Again, there's still a really bad bug that makes the game sometimes unplayable, but while you're working on your submissions, I'll hopefully be working on, what was the word I'm looking for? I'll hopefully be working on fixing this game-breaking bug. So you do your work, I'll do mine. And that's the song. Yep. The current song that's in the game is called Table for One. I try my best to make them dish-related. So maybe you can come up with some small song names as well. I'll be really excited to see how all of you do. As, again, you never know how well participation's gonna go, but I'm hoping this is gonna be a lot of fun. Saying that, though, I believe that's everything there. What I'll be doing today is hopefully we'll be making a song, uploading it to here, seeing how well it plays out directly in this thing without having for me to open up Godot and everything. So you'll get a look at maybe how development might go. So that's the hope. And we're talking about the piano cover in the background. Okay. Let me see. And maybe, yeah, Dreams of Absolution. Yep, it is indeed. Nice catch, nice ear. Saying that, though, let me bring you back into where we're at our planning screen. And it brings us hope for the future. It is a nice song. I can say that certainly. I do like the piano one, so I'm a little bit biased. But they're nice and they're relaxing. We have the pitch done, we have the recap done, and we have the announcement done. So now, let's get to the fun part of making music, since we're about 32 minutes in, so we have plenty of time to try and do things. Now, I've tried to make maps before for my game. The thing is, I have no clue what I'm doing. I also have no clue what I'm doing when it comes to music, so it's certainly a thing of just trying and learning as we go along. So the hope is that the more I try to make these songs, the better I'll get, as it's not only song quality, it's also map quality. So what I'm thinking is maybe, because I've started before with chords of the song, maybe we can try first to figure out how we want the song to play, as in the keys to type and beep boop. Hi, Banana. Welcome, Industry. Welcome. You're just in time for the announcement. Saying that, I'll go ahead and bring you into the screen now. I think this should work. It does indeed. Alrighty. So the program I use to create my music is I use one called MuseScore. That's this guy here. I also have this guy here, as I do use a piano to help as well, since I like to mess around with it. I don't know really how to play it. I'm learning, but some of the keys are broken, so it makes it really hard to try to get better at it. But what I'll do is I'll do this here. You should hopefully be able to hear the piano. Let me go ahead and lower the music in the background just a smidge. Let's see. And I think the first step would be to figure out what we're creating. And now that I'm thinking about that a little bit more, I guess my next question is, what type of song? Do I want to go for easy, hard, medium? What class do I want to do? So actually, you know what? Let's raise that music back up. We have brainstorming to do. Let's go back into our concepts. This guy here. And from there, we have been slowly over the few months thinking about what we want to add, adding things in general. Remember, the goal is to have the song about, I'd say, what is it? 30 seconds is about what a song will be. Any longer, it'll be a long time if you're casting the spell. So that's the hope of that. You won't ever have to go too long because it's not only just rhythm typing and processing. Yeah, I'll walk you through the process of how I usually do it. Some people use programs like Beep Boop and Ultrabox, and I've tried those before, but for me, music notes work better. And death metal. That is an option if you'd like to do it. So let me go ahead and scroll here. We have easy. Let's see. Oh, actually, that's way too small. Or maybe I just need to zoom in more. How about that? Let's see. E. Yeah, that's way better. Okay. E-A, easy, A-S-Y, easy, medium, M-E-D-I-U, that's a big I, U-M, and hard, H-A-R-D, easy, medium, or hard, and death metal for the necromancer. You know what? That makes more sense. For me, at least, I made my necromancers very fancy, very gothic, so they get fancy music. That's their theme. As the idea is that each genre, you could call it a genre, but each class has a different thing about their music. For mine, at least, you have to use the harpsichord or the piano. It's got to be fancy. It's got to have that fancy feel if we're going for necromancer. And the idea is that all of you will be able to create your own class and also your own type of music. Is the hope. So let's see. We have necromancer, N-E-C-R-O, O-M-A-N-C-E-R. We also have medimancer, M-E-D-I-M-A-N. That is not an A. N-C-E-R, medimancer. And we also have, let's see, I believe pyromancer. They haven't been added to the game yet. So you know what? Let's stick to these two guys. See if we can add another song into the game. So for my necromancers, we have fancy feel. That is the theme. Fancy feel. A-N-C-C-Y. Fancy feel. F-E-E-L. Fancy feel. And for medimancers, the song is slow. Slow song, which tends to make it easier. Slow song. S-O-N-G. And, oh, hi, Double Pixels. Welcome into stream. And is this like on yesterday where we can all join in? Nope. However, I am hosting a game jam. Oh, not game jam, but a music jam, which is like a game jam, but for music. If you'd like to participate, Double Pixels, you can find all the information you need on in the comment above you. And hey, by the way, sure. And let's see. Necromancer, fancy feel, medimancer, slow song. Yep. Let me zoom in back down here. About there. There we go. And I did that. Good. All right. Let me move you back here and move you down here. Okay. Saying all that, we have two options, right? And also, as well, necromancer's purple. So I'll put in here P-U-R-P-L-E, purple. Medimancer's pink. And wait, what? Could you elaborate a little bit more, Rodrigo, on what you mean? I'm a little confused. Let's see. A medimancer's pink. P-I-N-K. I think for the most part, I've been only doing necromancer songs, so maybe it could be fun to try to do a medimancer song instead. So it's a slow pink song, and maybe we can try to aim for easy song, but not too easy that it's boring. We want a fun, slow, easy song. Is that possible? I don't know, but we can try, certainly. So let me go ahead and move this guy down. So we have our medimancer, we have our slow song, and it will be pink. And then this was the other option that I have currently in the game, is the necromancer. So I'll be going with the medimancer, and I'll be trying to make an easy song. So I'll put it down here as well. Easy. Alrighty. So since it's easy, I think the easiest place to start. I missed the part about the music jam. Oh, no worries, Rodrigo. I don't mind saying it again. And also, I need to do an exclamation for it. That is important to make a link for it. Oh, hold on. There you go. I'll send it here. Let me quickly make a guy for it so I can add the exclamation guy. But I don't mind going back over it. Let me just add it to the bot. Let's see. You here, and then I can do create new exclamation. It'll be jam, and then UD here, and if I do activate, and then I try here, exclamation jam. There we go. Good. Okay, lovely. I can pretty that up some other time, but now it has the link as well. But let me go back into here, and I can show you. But you should be able to go over everything and get the whole idea and the namespace. But if I go back into here really quickly, you'll be able to see, it'll bring you to this website here. So it goes over everything from submissions and start and stop date to requirements, criteria, rules, prizes, and final notes. And the hope is that today, on today's stream, we'll be trying to follow this here and make a song. And the hope is that we'll have some new songs in the game, as well as some new wizard classes. So So that is there if you'd like to participate, but you don't, and never have to. Saying that, let's go back into our concepts. So, what are some, well, actually, there's so many ways you can go about planning, but I think what could be fun first is to figure out, okay, we know we want an easy song, and we also know we want a slow song. I think this song should be very bright and cheery, maybe. And saying that, right, what are some things we can do? If it's slow, it should be easy. That's why I'm pairing those two up. So let's go into concepts a little bit, not concepts, but let's see, go back into you here. And what I'll do from there is I'll go ahead and lower the audio of this guy. So still audio a little, audible and a little bit in the background, but you should be able to hear this guy now. So let's see if we can first start off with making the map you'll play on. So instead of starting off with the chords, which I've done from time to time, I want to try starting off with what the player will play. Saying that, let me go ahead and click on, where are we at? Oh no, I'm telling you, there's like 20 tabs because of the music streams are always a lot of tabs. And this is the program I was talking about that I use. The idea is that instead of doing chord, what would you call them? Piano bars, I think. I use music notes, though it looks a little scary, but I assure you, it's not too bad. I always found, well, not always. I was recently told about this method and taught this method, so I enjoy it. But if I do this guy here, and do you work with BPM in mind? Yep, you can, certainly. It'll already parse the BPM, so you don't have to worry about the BPM. Is the theory, but again, I haven't really rushed I haven't stress tested this machine, so we'll see. But certainly, BPM, A-okay. All I think is the issue is just make sure wherever your first note starts that the player has to type, make sure it's after 2 seconds in, because the notes need time to spawn. And should the music be spooky, so it can match the necromancy vibe, this one's going to be about Medimancer, so healer mages. So it needs to be sweet, since their flavor is sweet. I've done so much spooky necromancy that I think it'd be fun to try to do a different vibe. As the hope is that the necromancer, because there's different flavors, right? And different flavors match up. So we have sweet, sweet, we have bitter, bitter, and then we have sweet, bitter. The hope is that bitter, bitter is as necromancy as you're gonna get, with the really spooky vibes. And then your sweet, sweet is going to be your slow and easy and cheerful songs, so that when you have a sweet, bitter song, you are gonna combine the spooky, and maybe it's spooky slow, or maybe it's easy but spooky with sounds. So that's the idea of combining different themes together. So what we're creating is something that's sweet, sweet. So it's all sweet. It should be the, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe epitome? I think that's the word. But the main idea is that this, not even thinking about necromancers, this could be a whole different genre of music entirely. So what I'll do is I can grab these guys, and all I want to do is just, and let me make sure this is audible as well. I believe you can hear it, but let me just double check. I don't think it is audible. Capture audio? Nope. Okay. Can you hear the audio now? Yeah, I think you can. So let me go ahead and do. Okay, so these notes on here, I'll play them. These notes respond to, if I can grab my keyboard, these guys. So the idea is that just depending on the height of the note, it responds to a different key. And from there, the other thing you need to know about is that there's different types of notes. So we have this note, which lasts for 1/4 of a second. This note, which lasts, and when I say 1/4, what I mean is that you can fit 4 of these guys into one area. For the half guys, you might think, okay, we could probably fit 2 of them because it's half. And then for this guy, you can fit, oh, hold on. For this guy, only 1 can go in there. So the idea is that as you go down in notes, you can fit more notes into there, because there's a difference between this note, there's a difference between this note and that note, the length of the note. So the hope is that you can mess around with the note pacing and speed. And what I want to try to do first is I want to figure out what pattern the person will be playing. So it doesn't really matter the audio of what you're playing, as you could have this track muted in your song, but the player still has to play that pattern. So it's just a thing of, how do you want to incorporate it? Does the player listen for a certain instrument to play along with? Or do their notes not even, you don't hear the sound, or you don't hear the note that you're playing? There's different ways to do it. So let's see. Since it's slow, I think maybe doing a high pitch, maybe up here, maybe, usually like A, and you can see as well at the bottom, so it should hopefully make it easier as well to follow along. Maybe, nah. It's also been a second. So we'll see. And yep. And what is the Steam key? And hi, Stand-Up. Welcome to stream. Welcome in. And a Steam key, you get it's like not a coupon, but it's like a redeem. So when you get a Steam key, it says, oh, I get to get that game for free. So the hope is that the winners will get a free key to my game. Granted, it's still not out on Steam yet, but I'm hoping the release will be soon. Also, do you have an actual piano? This is, yeah, what I'm playing right now, this is a keyboard I have at the moment. And the software is called MuseScore, M-U-S-E-S-C-O-R-E. Saying all of that, let's see. Usually I start with the chords because I like the melodies more. But right now all I'm doing is just feeling around with the chords. And if I can't figure out something that I like, I can also take inspiration from other songs. Oh, I quite like that one. Maybe that. Maybe let's start here. So this would be our C, I think. Yeah, C. That's a C up way at the top. So what I'll do is, let's see, I believe it's this C. Nope, that's an A. Let me slide you down. So this note is, let's see, that's A. Uh-huh. G. Uh-huh. And I'm also looking down here because sometimes I can't tell. Yeah, okay. So this note is this note. So the idea is that by typing things out here, I can kind of get a feel. So maybe, let's see. Maybe there. Maybe we can go there. It's also important to figure out what key you're playing in. Usually, I think the major keys are referred to as the happy notes and the minor keys are the sad notes. It's been quite a second. So I also have another guy to help us along with figuring things out. And that guy is, if it lets me import you, it does not. Hold on. That's you. Yep. Let's import a scene. So I believe it's this scene here. And it should be music reference. You guy here. Yep. Okay. There we go. So I'll also be using this tool. And this is a tool as well. If I go back into, let's see. This guy here super quickly. Just so if you're curious. If you haven't done music before or want other resources, there's also this guy here. And this links to the page I was talking about earlier with learning music. And the tool I'm using at the moment is called meet.io. I ended up buying it and downloading it from my product, or downloading the product to have on my computer. But the tool I'm using, as this is a really handy website, I'm using this one, which is the Circle of Fifths. I think this just shows off the relations of the keys. So that's what I'm using here. There's a free version you can use too. I'm just pointing that out in case you're curious with the tool and wanna learn what you can do with it. Saying that though, let's go back into here. And go back into here. So right now, we're just worried about the key and worried about the pacing. We can always change the sound audio later. As again, this doesn't necessarily, what I'm doing right now is the map. So when you're typing, that's all it's taking into account. The when, timing, and hi Paula, welcome to stream, welcome in. I hope you've been well. And that site is amazing, isn't it? When I found it, the reason why I also downloaded it is because it's a free website. So if I can support free things and free resources, I'm gonna. So right now, all we're really paying attention to is the timing. It doesn't really matter too much about the note height, but I like to consider it. For me, at least, I like it when you play a note that you actually hear it, that it's not invisible in the sense of, it says to type this note, but you don't actually hear anything when you type it. So for me, it makes for a better responsive map when I can know what I'm typing. But for now, we'll just do this. And me too? Yeah, it's things where I didn't think I'd have to think about these things, but the more I learn about music and making music, I think of, I would have never thunk. And let me also as well make this guy a little smaller. That way you can see what notes I'm selecting as well. Like this. Okay, so from here, right now, I'm just trying to get it out of feel. And remember, it's supposed to be a slow song. So maybe another thing we can do is change the BPM. So make it slower overall. And saying that, there is a way to do it here. I forget. It's been quite a second since I've been here. And that's another thing. I do a lot of different aspects. And keep the system of a down, still you feed us lies, pass the table salt. I don't remember that one. I've heard a few of their songs. Another thing to keep in mind is that you make sure that your song is original, because that's super important. Wouldn't want to get copyrighted, since if you do win, your song will get put into the game. That's the hope of things. But let me see if I can find the thing I'm looking for. Let's see, palettes? Yes, I'm looking for text. And in this text, I want to have our dynamics, tempo. There we are, tempo. And I want to grab this guy here, and now it's 80, which should make it slower. It was at 120. You know, it kind of makes it a little bit spooky because it's so slow. It's like the haunting music. But now it's a tap, 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 tap. That's all you would hear is the idea. And I'll show you. I should be able to, at least. If I go ahead and select just this guy here, and we go, let's see. If I select all of this guy, I do file, and then I do, let's see, export. Or no, I want to save selection so that it chops up everything. So I'll go ahead and save the selection. Then we'll go ahead and reopen this guy. And and I'll show you how to also import it since we can now. We have a little bit to work on. So the hope is that by adding this tool for people to test, you'll be able to test it back and forth. So let me go ahead and grab this audio guy. Let's see. Documents. Let's go back into MuseScore here. I need to go into scores, and I need to find our untitled selection. This guy here, I believe. Let's see. Yep. Okay. And in this guy here, you can see if I click on you here and you here, it chopped it off. You can see that here. So now that this guy is chopped off, I can also, don't save that guy, just close it. Now that it's chopped off, the song should be shorter because it's only going to count these guys. And Mom Spaghetti knees weak, Mom Spaghetti on a sweater already. Oh boy, I don't think that's System of a Down. Let me slide this guy about over here. And let me move you, let's see, you, oh, there's too many things sometimes on screen, especially for the music guys. And let me slide it down. And question in regards to my LL research, do you have experience in music? No. Quite fortunately, back when I started doing these music streams, a music teacher, well, retired music teacher, reached out to me to ask me if I wanted to learn more about music. So sometimes I've been getting lessons. It's just really nice. I've learned a lot of music since then, which I'm really thankful for, as I had no idea what I was doing. Saying that, now that we have an idea of what we want, right? Let's go ahead and just do file. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to export two things. I want to export the WAV file or the music file. So you can do WAV or MP3. I usually like doing WAV in parody of Eminem's song. I say. So I'll go ahead and export this guy. And we'll export it into this guy here so I can have it on file. So I'll go ahead and export it. And I'll go ahead and save you here, paste you here, and export. Actually, do a new folder. That way I can make things even easier on myself. So we'll export it to this new folder here. And this will be our untitled selection. And then from there, once I export it, I also need the JSON file. So once you find out the music we want to use, we'll go ahead and also export. And we export to, well, MIDI. You want to export it to MIDI since most things export to MIDI, and then we convert it to JSON. So I'll go ahead and also export this. Then from there, what we do is, and the real question here is, do any of us have any music experience for the jam? Some people do have music, yeah. And I mean, I've made my own music. I don't have much music experience, but I would say I've done a decent job. But certainly that's another thing, is that maybe you don't have a lot of experience to do it. However, I'm hoping 2 weeks is enough for people to get ideas and learn, especially since the song's only about, or should only be about 30 seconds. So it's not like a 2-minute. And especially when I first made my first song, 10 seconds was a lot. So 30 seconds seems to be an okay point. And you can also make it less than 30 seconds, truth be told, since the song continuously loops. That's why the 30 seconds is fine. Saying that, let's go into, where are we at? This guy here. So now that we have our MIDI file and we have our audio file, what we do now is, if I go back into here, this guy, we can go back to this guy here, and I'll click on MIDI to JSON. And from there, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and drag and drop my MIDI. So MIDI goes in here, then I download my JSON, and I grab my JSON. And now I'll show you what the JSON guy says, and I'll show you why this is important. So I'll go ahead and grab this guy, and then I'll open into my Visual Studio, I believe. Or actually, yeah, we can open with Notepad. That is totally okay as well. So open with Notepad. And then from there, I'll go ahead and open this guy here. Add, and I should be able to add Notepad. Let's see, you here, and select a window. You're looking for Notepad. Okay, so you should be able to see the Notepad now. It is a little bit obscured, so I'll make this a little smaller. And what you're looking for in here is the ID. So if I go ahead and do Control F, I should be able to find ID and do this guy. So we see, by next, can't find ID. And that's the problem with this guy with the Notepad. Let's see, down. Interesting. We should be fine though, as sometimes the searching guide doesn't work. But what you're looking for, let's see, absolute. All of you guys here, down, down, down. Usually it's at the bottom. There. I don't know why. Oh, because I didn't do the quotations. So if I do Control F, use the ID with the quotations, cannot find ID. This guy's super weird, but it's fine. The find function's not what you're looking for. You're just looking for the ID. And ID is going to be this where you want the notes to play. So what instrument is supposed to be playing the notes? And again, the instrument that plays the notes does not have to be in the game. Or in the game. As in, this can just be where the song is played, where the notes are played, but the music itself could be completely silent, and they just have to play the notes. So it's the thing of, you don't have to completely map it one-to-one. But now that we have this guy, and we know our ID is 0, let's go ahead and upload the game. So we'll go back into Necronotes Jam. Let's go back into, well, actually we need to go to Necrotype Cafe. This guy here. And let me make sure the audio is audioing. I should be able to click on, let's see, this guy here. Can you hear it? Let's see. Okay. And if I hide this guy, let me just make sure it is audible. I don't believe so. I think it is now, though. Okay, saying that, right? If we go ahead, and I'll mute this guy for a second, so that guy's a little less, but what you should now be able to see, right? Test your songs. Since my ID was 0, ID is 0, we can go ahead and load up the audio. So let me go ahead and grab that audio, the audio file that we used, so their wave. And then I can also load up the JSON. So let me grab that JSON that we converted. And now we should get a looping single note guy. And do we need that? To be honest, getting a project like that and learning the things I need is is the best. Do we need that, to be honest? Oh, the hope is that you can use any program you want when it comes to music. For example, here I have Beatbox, Ultrabox, Box, Seal, Music's MuseScore. I did the tutorial of doing it in, I believe, Beatbox. You can see your Ultrabox. So I did do a different program than MuseScore, but for me, I found MuseScore to be fun. So I'm hoping, despite the different DAWs, the process will still be the same. So I've already uploaded the audio, the JSON. I click generate. Now the song should be generated. So when I click start, what we should hear, if I go back into this and go back to here, what we should see and what we should hear is we should have silence. And then, let me also hide this guy here. You should be able to hear it, I think. So it's gonna be silence. And then we're gonna have to do type, 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 type. That's what we're supposed to say. Now, the question is, did I do the programming right? We'll see. Let's see, let's see. So start, it should be silence. This is expected, but then the note should come in soon. We should hear, look at that. It does work. H, E, space, B, Y, space, T, H. So that's the conversion in a nutshell. And you can add more instruments and songs and things of that nature for your audio. But that's the idea. And you can see it was a really long pause, so maybe we can slide up the music a little bit. But it does work under the right conditions. I'm sure I'll see a lot of wrong conditions. And hi, Chairman of Gaming. Welcome back to stream. Welcome in. And neat. Thank you. It took me a second to figure out how to do it, but I'm happy with the process. It's a little still finicky, but the hope is that this should be a lot of fun. Saying that, let's go back into music. So, it's already looping. We gotta get out of here. Let me go ahead and mute this guy down. So it makes it an easy way to test it, as you want to make sure it is fun. And since we had a lot of long pauses, right, we know we can add this here. So now we have like a do. But I don't know if that's very fun. And please, Chairman OG Gaming is my father. Chairman is fine. Like, sure. Well, welcome in, Chairman. welcome in. Let's go ahead and let's say, right now I just want to figure out the taps. So the rhythm, I guess that's what we're looking for. Because again, it's a rhythm game, right? And hi, Womanizer. I feel like I've seen that name before. But hi, you. Hello, I hope you've been well. That's right now what we're figuring out is the rhythm. That's what I'm trying to do. And hi, Too Crazy. Hello to you as well. And you're a Womanizer? I would hope not. I'm just thinking it's a name. So there's the singles. Maybe we can mesh it up with like a tap, tap. Maybe a tap, 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 tap. Yodel yoo-hoo. I think this will be good though. Like tap, 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 and then tap, tap. So I can grab this guy, right? Since we want 2 tap taps. And if I use this guy here, we have tap. Oh, hold on. Tap, tap. So now it's a tap, 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 tap. Let's see. But I don't really, I'm thinking maybe because it's so, I'm thinking fast, it would be like a tap, 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 tap. That's super slow. I didn't realize this. I have a need for speed naturally. I'm also thinking this guy should be a little faster. Tap, tap, tap. I kind of don't like that. I'm thinking tap, 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 tap. Kind of like that. A little like that. Tap, 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 tap. Yeah, I like that. Tap, 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 tap. And how about a waltz rhythm? You could do waltz indeed. I've tried to do waltz before. I believe it's the 3/4s, right? Tap, 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 tap. It's about the feel you're going for. I didn't think too much about what I wanted my Necromancers to be. As you go to 3/4. Oh, I didn't get it right then. Great. I didn't know too much. I haven't really gone into the quote-unquote lore of the game. So it's the thing of, how do you think you can interpret it? Since this world, each wizard is assigned a different flavor and different music, it's the idea of, what would a pyromancer's music be? And that's why I choose fast and the flavor of spicy. In my case of necromancers, since my necromancers are fancy, you can compare them to this world's wizards. They're very fancy, they're very rich and pish posh. So that's why I have a more fancy feel with them with harpsichords. for a Sweetmancer, your healer mages, how do you think their song, their instrument would play? And as they're about to start, so I'll let them do their thing, and I'll think a little bit more while they're chilling over there. Let's make it water too, which is very nice. Tasty. Okay, saying all of that, I'm thinking, because we could do 3, 4, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh, I hit the mic. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What did I do? Did I also do 1, 2, 3? Kind of. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And smooth jazz? Smooth jazz could be a thing. And what does IRL word band do? That means I'm not allowed to say that certain word for 3 minutes. And there's an ad? Yeah. No worries. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It depends on also how you think these characters would work. For example, I'm thinking Medimancers are going to be your doctors. So if you had to make a doctor theme song, how would that feel, do you think? I mean, maybe we could do like a, do you know, and I don't remember what song it was, but it was a certain song from a certain game, but it was surgeon themed? Maybe it was Surgeon Simulator. But in the background, there were like beep, 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 because it was, I forget what you would call the tool that you use, but it had a little beep in the background for the heart rate. That would be fun, I think. Not to have as you pressing, or maybe you're a heartbeat. You play as a heartbeat. It does not sound interesting. So it's slow. And, oh, are you back from the ads? The ads are still doing their ad thing, but I can answer your question if you are back. It says it still has about 1 minute and 30 seconds. So I'll wait just in case unless you say otherwise. But I'm thinking, it could be, right? Maybe a heartbeat could be fun. Beep, 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 or something, beep, beep. I think that could be fun. And yeah, you're back. Welcome back to Crazy. The IRL word ban, what it does is that I can't say that certain word for the next 3 minutes. So for example, in the past, it's been that's been painful. And if I do say it within that time, then I have to restart the timer. So I have to go a full 3 minutes without saying the word. That's what that is. And you know, it's been up to some pain, some non-pains, but it's been fun. And I'm gonna be leaving now. No worries, Loki. And I'm gonna be going to the book fair. Lovely. And I dressed like a nerd to be appropriate. I hope you have a lot of fun. And thank you for stopping and chatting. And if your heartbeat goes like that, Iris, you should go look for a doctor. I am an eldritch being. My heart works a little bit differently. But bye and thank you for coming. And the word hello would be a good one. It would be a terrible one. What do you mean? Don't do it. And wouldn't it be better to do beat, beat, blank, beat, beat, blank? We could say there's all sorts of rhythms, and I think that's the fun of it, right? Because it's a rhythm typing game. So you have to think, this beat or this rhythm is what the player will be typing. And I think approaching it from that instead of music first. So thinking in terms of mechanics first and then music, I want to see how well that goes. Because last time I did music first, then mechanics. So we'll see. We have about 6 seconds in, but I'm thinking an idea that could be fun is to do the heartbeat. And I can also do blam. There we go. So we don't have to change scenes. So easy, and I'll also put on here. And what would happen if we IRL word band giggle? That does not count. That is not a word. Not a word.
Two cray eyes just
Someone suggested that before, but it's not a thing. Also, the notification is not notificationing. There you go. And thank you for the hydrate. I shall hydrate before I dihydrate. And welcome back everyone from the ads. So let me get some water. Okie dokie. So, Medimancers. I'm gonna put on here doctor, as I think. And is hi a word then? It is a word in my book, or at least the word hi. So saying hi multiple times, I wouldn't be able to do. Let's be like doing this here. I don't think that would count. I wouldn't count it. So let's see. Medimancers in this world are like doctors. So I'll put on here DOCTORS. And I'll also up the music a little bit since we're right now trying to think of ideas. This is the brainstorming before the storm. Let me go ahead and do this here in glasses toggle.
Sure.
Let me go ahead and do, let's see, on here, timer. And that'll be glasses for 10 whole minutes. Big braining time. We're gonna need it. We got a lot of planning to do. 4 hours is not a lot of time, but I've done a few music jams before with different themes, and it's been always a lot of fun. It's tricky, but it's fun. So let's see. Clock here. Yep. And where's my clock at? Oh, I see it. Hello there, clock. I need 10 minutes on the board. Thank ya. And glasses now are up hearing. Thank you for that redeem. And final boss, the principal who's a fan of Dragon Force. I don't know what Dragon Force is, but the idea is, yeah, in this world, the teachers don't like people doing different magic. So Gabby's making a cooking pot, or what you call it, a melting pot of all different types of magics together. So we have many mancers that are doctors, nurses, medicals, or healers. So let's see, medical, MEDICAL, they're medical. They're also healers, HEALERS. So I had the idea that you're typing and your heartbeat is the what I'm thinking could be fun. So typing, or just a sound, right? Heartbeat, maybe like a beep. So heartbeat, beat, oh, H. That is not the word I was looking for. HEART, heartbeat, BEAT. We can't do it too fast because it is a slow song. However, I do think we can make it a little, it's also supposed to be easy. What does easy mean to me? I don't know if I want to do easy. I might do medium. It depends. It's the thing of balancing easy and fun. I feel like it's tricky, especially, remember, if your song is, what's the best way to describe it? Usually, there's a certain amount of characters in the song, and because again, we're looking for, well, okay, let me rephrase a little bit, and you'll see what I mean if you do go through it. But, for example, a spell is 30 characters, let's say, right? 30 characters, 30 CHAR, spell, SPELL. But if your map is 30 seconds long, so 30 seconds, and in that 30 seconds, you only do 10 characters, so 10 characters, CHAR, it's going to take you a total of 1 minute and 30 seconds to complete that spell. So you can't do it too slow or you're gonna be there for a while, is what I'm trying to get at. And look up Guitar Hero Dragon Force to the Fire and the Flames, you'll immediately get it. I'll save that for later. Thank you for that idea. That's suggestion 0. So copy that. I don't know too much about Guitar Hero. I was never really into guitars. Pianos are more my point of view. So maybe, maybe by easy, we just mean we don't give you a lot of hard songs. And everything has to be speedcore then. 2,000 BPM. I found 120 to be fine. Usually for my songs, I've been doing 120, and that's worked out well. 120 with enough notes in there where you're not looping, but you'll also, again, be able to get the feel of the song down by just trying it out in the game itself. So that should hopefully also gear towards. So let's see. I'll go back to here, and with that idea now that we have, right? Let me go ahead and hide this guy. If we're gonna do a heartbeat, I'm thinking beep, 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 something like that. But I don't know if that's what we have. Beep, 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 nah, beep, 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 beep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, this guy's gotta get split up. So let's make this shorter, and then let's try doing this guy here. Oh, hold on, you here. Yep, you'll go here, and you go here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure how the game's going to take this, though, connected. I'd rather try to stay away from that. 3, 4, 5. This guy's still not fast enough or slow enough. So I'm thinking maybe 80, not a good idea. Let's try to see about 90. So I'll put in 90 here. It should change my speed to 90. We'll see, 1, 2, 3. Nah, I like 80 a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I'm looking for. That timing is the tricky part at the moment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe we can split up this time again, and let's try to see if we can find that note to add. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. We'll give it a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nah. Okay. So we either make it slower or faster, depending on how we want to feel it out. Right now, I'm thinking maybe we can try for maybe an 85. Oh, not 50. Definitely not 50. 85. Let's give that a go. Okay. 1, 2, 3. That's better. That definitely feels better. Let's see if we can make this into just a singular guy. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the hope we're going for. So let's see how well we can do it. So if we go back to here, I'll make these pauses a little bit longer. And I believe my game at the moment is able to go up to quarter notes or eighth notes. Eighth notes, these little guys. I think if you do 16, it makes it too fast. So keep that in mind. Make sure the notes are long enough for it to register. So you might run into a bit of an issue if you really make it a really fast song, but you'll see that issue if it cannot handle the heat you're bringing to the kitchen. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna do you, and then you. Let's give it chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, that's not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could be our beat, couldn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that can work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I could handle that. So let's see. Let me zoom out a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. It didn't go very fast. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Nah. This guy's gotta also go fast. There you go. Okay, try that. Try that. What do we get? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. It's just not the beat I'm looking for is not the beat I'm getting at the moment. And sometimes what can help is exporting my audio to this guy and getting what it tells me. So for example, let's try that. So if I go into our guy here, another guy I have on the household is that sometimes if I'm not able to figure out the sheets, what I'll do is I will go into this program called BandLab, and what I can do is I can type out the beat I was going for, and then it'll tell me what that beat actually is. So we can, for example, set this BPM to like the 81 we have, right? So if we want to do this in 80 BPM, and if I go ahead and click record, I can then just type it out, and it'll tell me what notes it is, which is neat. So let's do that instead, since I'm having trouble with the notes. And hi, I'm so slow, bro. welcome to the stream, and hello. So let's do that, right? Microphone access, you don't need that. You just need my notes. 1, 2, 3. Bum, 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 bum. I don't know if it detected it. It doesn't look like it did. Oh no, hold on. Let's slide you over. And can't hear BandLabs? No worries. And we're gonna have to base it on what's possible to type. Yep, that's the thing. You gotta worry about rhythm and music. And you can't hear it? Thank you for letting me know. Oh yeah, you can't. Oh no. Where is it getting the audio from then? Hold on. Where are you coming from? Oh no. Huh? You can't hear that and you can't see the notes. Interesting. Okay, well it did capture it. Never mind. Okay, we're good. Let's try again then. Let's see. All right. 1, 2, 3. Da 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 da. Alrighty, and that'll be the idea for typing. And from there, what I can do is right-click, and I should be able to export this to MIDI. Is what I believe for this program at least. Yeah, export as MIDI. And then what the neat thing is because of the program I'm using, I can then grab the MIDI file. So we'll go back into music here. And now let's take a look at the notes I was trying to do. So I should be able to, let's see if I go into the right areas here. Go into, where are we at? My files. Oh, where are we at? Downloads, there we are. A lot of files, I tell ya. Okay, I should be able to import PDF. No, we don't want to do that. We really just want to open our MIDI. So if I drop you here, let's see. Should be able to open it up. It looked like it was processing. It was. Lovely. And I'll grab what it shows me. So I'll copy this, subtract this, and what it's telling me at the moment is what I was trying to do was this. So let's actually see if we listen, if that actually is what I was trying to do. There's a lot of funny stuff going, but we can clean it up. I just want to see if this is the feel we're going for. Kinda, sorta. I messed up with the piano, but yeah, these are the notes. And I believe the game will work with these. And what these guys are I believe they take half of the notes value. So for example, this guy stands for 1, so it's 1.5. If it were 4, I believe, it would be 6 in terms of holding it. So maybe that's why, because I wasn't using these dots. But the good news is we can kind of grab this. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Okay, so we don't need any of you guys. You can go away. We just need you. 2, 3, tap, tap, tap. But the thing is, what I've noticed as well from just doing maps is that when you do fast notes that go together, so my tap, 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 I see that? Let me just show you. If we go back into this guy here, notice, and for me at least, I thought this was easy until I was told it was not easy. So you have to keep this in mind. Currently, this is considered a hard level, a hard to medium hard. If I go ahead and pause this music here, I'll show you. There's a certain section in the game, or in the song, where it is difficult. And you should be able to hear the audio. Hold on. Oh, wrong one. End spellcasting. Let me make sure you can hear it first. So let's go ahead and let's see. Grab you. Oh, no more timers, so no more glasses. Glasses, no more. Let me go ahead and we're going to have to, oh, I did read that. Good. And if we go back to here, you should be able to hear it now. And the one we're looking for is table for once. Let's see. So that may be a angry guy, which is fine. I can certainly go along as we go. So if this guy doesn't work, if it's still giving us the same guy, that's something I'll have to figure out. But we can always just refresh as this was working. And it's always a thing of, oh, this was working before, but now it's not working. I can certainly test that and figure things out once we're done with the stream. So T-H-E. So far, I would call this easy. That's what I was hoping for, to go for medium. So R, oh, I missed it. E, space S, O, space H-A-N-D, S, and then O-M-E, space F, O-R, space T-H. This is the hard part. E, space F, I-R-S, T-H, I-M-E, comma, space S, O-C-K-S. That's the hard part there, and I'm curious to see. Okay, we didn't get the bug. Interesting. But the pattern of do was really hard on people to do, which I found really interesting. So that's also something to note, is how fast they're retyping. Can you look down at the keyboard before you press the K? So the thing of the measuring of skill, I think, is something that I did not consider, but now that I have, it's something, oh, that's a neat feature, but also a tricky feature to try to keep in mind. So let's go back into play here. And keeping that in mind, right, we have, and for me, it feels like the difficulty is not being able to know what you're typing. Oh yeah, that is certainly one. If the text was not revealed as you go and was revealed from the start, it would be easier. Very true, yeah. I've been suggested that before, and it's something I've been thinking about, depending on how I want to do the ghost. I'm not too sure, but I have been told maybe if the speech bubble was already filled and you just had to see. So I'm thinking maybe that is the direction, or at least I would like to try it and see how well it goes, as, yeah. Not knowing what you can, when you type, has been a thing of, well, how am I supposed to know? And it's that surprise. So I'm thinking maybe that will be easier to tell, and also make it so that you can do harder levels, which would be fun if you could have more speed. As I don't want to do, if we go back to the numbers and everything, where because your song is 30 seconds long, we only do 10 characters, it turns out to being 1 minute and 30 seconds of typing. And people have a hard time playing your game. You're a skill issue. No! It's just that I make things very, very hard for no apparent reason. It's a perspective thing, Zero. So let's see. Type. Nah, we don't want you guys. We don't want these guys as well. These guys are not the notes we want. So I'll go ahead and remove these. And you should add Galaxy Collapse to the game. What's Galaxy Collapse? I've never heard of that before. That's a new one to me. Let's see. And your souls. A lot of my games tend to be on the difficult side, which I don't want. I want it to be medium. Tap. Tap, tap. Maybe that. Tap, 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 tap. And hi, Crystal. Welcome to the stream. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Hello. hello. Let's see. Let's do half of these guys. Maybe that will work. So I'm looking for a tap, 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 tap. And good. And you should add, oh, it's a song. I see. But you gotta remember, the thing is, I don't want to do any copyrighted music, but if you ever want to add it to your own computer and add a whole map, you do have that ability to. The hope is that going forward, people will be able to try out different songs and maps and get good. I understood what you meant, Zero. Don't you worry. Let's see. Tap, 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 tap. This guy's too slow. Tap, 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 tap. Well, I guess it did do the thing. Okay, so tap, 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 tap. Something like that is the idea. So let's see. Tap, 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 tap. I don't think I like that. And what is the new funks for the game? Can you elaborate a little bit, Crystal? And what if you put it 3 to 4? Sure. Sure. I just gotta figure out how to put it to 3 to 4. I believe it's in palettes. And then we have tempo. Nope. Dynamics, articulation, accidentals, pitch, time signatures. Aha! 3 to 4. Drag and drop. Figured it out. Thank you for the suggestion, Paula. Let's give it a look. And I'll go ahead and grab all these guys and move them over to here. Okay. And hi, Check. Welcome in. Did you change your username? I feel like it's a little bit different, but welcome in, and thank you. Attempts are getting made, and that's always the fun of it. Let's see. Let's give it a second. I do think that helped a little bit. Remove the empty space after the first 3 notes. Do you mean, well, you do need the empty space after. Empty space after. So this guy here, do you mean? Let's see. Oh yeah, thank you for that one. I tell ya, music, I know very little, but I'm learning. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's the idea I'm going for. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So let's see. If I do 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. How do we take it? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's it. That's what I want. Thank you for that help, Pala. Also, we're gonna need a name for this song as well. And sounds more like a 7/8. Oh, those are words I do not understand. And what kind of music do you make? It depends. Right now, I'm making music for my game. We're going for more of a slow, sweet song, but haven't figured out exactly what that means yet. But it depends. I don't have a lot of experience with making music, but I'm learning as I go. But welcome into stream. 3 or 7/8 though? Is this one? What does this do? I don't know. But this is also kind of a waltz, right? If it's 3/4, it's gonna shift with more loops. Interesting. Okay, we can certainly try. 7/8. Okay, and then you here, like this. So this is the pause, and this is why we have the pause at the beginning is to allow for the notes to spawn. You need a little bit of wiggle room because if you immediately have the notes, imagine, right? The note has to have travel time. So that's why I say around a second or 2 is the time you should aim for. So about 2 seconds is what I have at the moment. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I would have not guessed 7/8. Thank you for that one. Okay, let me go ahead and, well, this is already saved. Let me make sure we just save it. File, save as, and I want to do Necromancer song. EDIMANCR song. And we'll save it. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I do like that. I think maybe we can go again. And the hope is that the more notes you add, the more you have to type. So for example, this is 4. This is 8 characters. So again, going back to the whole idea of song typing or song timing, this would be at 6 seconds in the game, you have 8 characters typed. And the first and the second, oh, those are words again. I'm not quite too sure. Delete it. The first and the second. Do you mean this? The first and the second. First and the second. That guy. This guy here. First and the second. Second to fill. This guy here, like this. 1, 2, 3. I don't get what you're saying. I did try though. Let's see. And I did do that. No space. There's space here, do you mean? Or elaborate a little bit. I'll get some water. Water's always so nice. Saying all of that, let's see. I do like how it sounds already. The 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hi, Lusk. welcome to stream. Welcome in. You're doing a game jam at the moment, right? I hope you're having fun. But welcome in. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I think that's a good typing, right? Because just a click. Oh, you can't, hold on. Let me go out of here. Click, 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 click. I don't think that's gonna be too painful to type. But if we're keeping it the heartbeat feel, right? And oh, hi, Disco, and thank you. How sweet and kind of you.
The _disco_ option resubscribed for a total of 6 months. Yard dance.
Yard dance. Thank you, Disco, and welcome in. And I am so tired. Chaos emoji. I can understand that feeling. I hope you're able to get some well-deserved rest. And actually, never mind if it's into 4/4. Oh, you know what? We're here. We can always change it later if need be. I do like how it fits though. 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That is, yep. Keep the quarter note in the 8th. Quarter note. Quarters notes. So these guys are quarters. And 1/8. One of these guys. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 1. Like that, and just finish the game. A game, not great, but I did manage to submit something. Yeah, I'm guessing you're meaning a game jam. If so, congratulations, half the battle is completing it. And happy songwriting. Thank you, Lusk, and thank you for stopping by. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I do like that. Engaging, yeah. I figured as much. And we'll just play this. And that should be some characters. And your voice seems like you're sick. Are you okay? I'm totally fine. Maybe my voice doesn't sound fine, but I'm fine. Allergies aren't going well, and I feel very good. I feel great to go. It's interesting you say that, though. Interesting indeed. Only 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I want a bit of a pause here. So maybe we can do like a half guy here and then you there. Oh, but then you kind of mess up. So maybe we can do you there. No. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 1. Maybe something like that. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then there's just a hit. Nope, don't want all of that. We just tack, tack, tack. So let's see. Not you. Gonna need a little bit of funny stuff playing. What if I just do whole note? Interesting that it's 2 dots. And I was watching one of your videos, that's why I noticed. Interesting. Well, it depends. Usually for the videos, it's a little bit easier. So let's see. And this, actually it fits. Ooh, we can go back if it helps with making things better. I don't mind one bit. So back to the 4/4. We've went around the world now, haven't we? And I pasted here, like this. Let's see. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It does fit. This feels a little bit fast. Hold on. No, same exact thing. Good. Okay. And then I want to do 1, 1, 1. Or yeah, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. As now you're just typing the keys. So 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's a pause. So then 1, 1, 1. Actually, I feel like there should be even more of a pause. And every time signature is 4/4, if you're not a nerd, hear those words before. Feels very true. No clue. I want to get better at music. I want to get better at the terms as well. So I'm happy to learn and take in the resources I can. Let's see. Maybe 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1. I don't like this really long pause. So I'm thinking what we can do is do this guy here. So we have that pause, but it goes to here. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 1. Maybe that would be okay. So let's see. I will go and grab you here, paste you here, and then we'll let you pause, and then do you here, here, and here, like that. So 1, 1, 1, 1. So maybe 4 1s. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1. No, definitely not. It's 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 1. I see. Gotta slide these guys over. Like that. Give that a go. And now is the last is 7, 8. Oh no. 1, 1. Yeah, that's what I want. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 1. And then maybe 1, 1, 1. I think could be fun. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Or something like that. Right now I'm just trying to get a good feel for the rhythm. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 1. I think, yeah, 1, 1, 1. So maybe, how hard is this? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Frame 2 in the Miss Media. Thank you, Paula. I can certainly have a look at it. Hold on, let me click this guy and let's go into let's see. Quick Miss Media, you said. I can certainly take a look if we go here. And, got you. Thank you for sharing this. I'll certainly go look after stream. And hi, the Geometry Desk guy. Welcome into stream. Hello. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So I'm gonna say, right, maybe this is the first part of the song. Second one, then maybe we go back to the 1, 2, 3. So again, we're not trying to make it too complicated. Right now, we're focusing on the rhythm. So I'm trying to give the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And it kind of flip-flops back and forth is the idea. So we'll go ahead and copy this guy again. So let's say 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Nah, you're gonna need a little bit of a break. That's fine. Let's start with this, see how it feels, and then continue on. As right now, we haven't even added the notes. This is just the rhythm. 2, 3. Yeah, actually, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Try this. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hold on. 1, 1. That's the one. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yeah, okay. And this looks awful, but I guess it works. We'll see. That's what I said. I never know. So I'm just trying. And if it doesn't work, I do something else. For me right now, I'm just trying to figure out the rhythm. I want to figure out what you're typing, and then we can actually figure out the audio. So I want to make sure the rhythm's good. I'm trying a new method. And I suppose the method looks awful. Well, we'll see. It definitely feels weird, but again, trying something new. So saying that, I'll go ahead and I'll go back to my downloads, and let's put this in the game and try it out. And hi, Lulu. Welcome to Stream and Harsh. It's okay to be harsh. If it looks awful, like it looks awful. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Go ahead and delete all of you here. And let's see. As someone who learned music for game dev and can compose places now, it's very possible, so keep at it. Thank you, Lulu, and welcome into stream. I really do appreciate it. And hi, Melody. hello to you as well. And you should bring in Madonna to sing the 111. It's a very important part of the song. Let's see. So I want to go ahead and once again, I'll export the MIDI. I'll go ahead and export also the file export. Go ahead and export also the audio. And let's give it a go and see how this feels. So we got this guy here. I'll go ahead and then open up my Chrome. Go ahead and go into the MIDI muser and grab this guy here. Go ahead, drag and drop the file. And we should be able to give it a go and see how it feels. Because right now, I'm going for the fun before. Fun could be just listening to the music. But I want to make sure we get a good feel for the song before we even think about adding a lot of extra stuff. Because I do like the extra stuff. Last time, well, I've been starting with the extra stuff before, so I want to see how well this new method can play out. So let me bring you into our now new screen. And then from here, all we have to do is just give it a go. So I can go ahead and we'll go ahead and refresh the page. And then from there, run the game. And let's see how well it plays in the game. So I can go ahead and just for a quick second, make sure that this guy is muted. And let me double check that this audio can also be played. Can you hear that guy? I believe. Now you can. Good. And when I get to the part where I just listen to it for 15 minutes, my creativities usually come to a close. Yeah, that's the thing. You do need to take breaks from your music. I have learned that one completely. So we can go ahead and load the audio. We'll go ahead and grab our MP3, load the JSON that I just converted. We can grab this guy. And now let's see how well it plays. Let's give it a go. I'll go ahead and click on here. And how well do we do? Let's see. H-E space D-Y space T-H. E space T-U-M-T. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. And it's going to restart. And it's a very long restart because it didn't do the restart song correctly. Or the restart end. You can see there was a lot of space at the end. But eventually, it's going to restart. Oh, there we are. Let's see. U-M, comma, space A-N-D, space S-T-O-O-D, space. That's not too bad. I feel like that is a good feel. But as you can notice, right, that beginning part, look how many times it's taking us to complete this song. This guy here represents when the song is completed. So this looping is the feel. However, we also do have a lot of extra space. That's why there's such a long pause. If we go back to main menu here, I'll show you what I mean. If we go into our music here, and I go ahead and add the music back so we can still have a little bit of something in the background. Do you see how there's a lot of empty space behind? Hold on, let me grab the right guy. This guy. It plays all of these notes, and then it goes silent. Really don't need this, but I don't know how long we're going to make it. But the song would be a little faster because it would only be these guys. Right now, it's taking a while to restart because of these guys. And I did reset that. Good, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. I think that's okay. I'm not gonna do too much. I do want to get into the feel of it, but I wanted to make sure we had in mind the rhythm. So I think from here, it should just loop. And then it goes silent for a little. My stream freezes. That is a surprise. That didn't happen to do that coincidentally. I hope the freeze wasn't too bad though. I'm curious to see this guy here. How badly does it do? 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh, you can't hear it? Hold on. There you go. You should be able to hear it now. Oh, no, you could already hear it. Good. I definitely don't think it loops very well. Let's work on that. And let me just double check to make sure we're not getting double audio. Yeah, I'm thinking 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. What comes after here, do you think? From here? Because I do like this, but we need something afterwards. And what's this tool called? This guy is called MuseScore, M-U-S-E-S-C-O-R-E. It's a free tool you can use to compose music on music notes. I have tried other ones, but for me, doing it in this method feels better than if I were to do like piano rolls, for example. I just enjoyed this a lot. And you should be able to find the link if I do that guy. It should let you know at the top of the screen, the programs. So you should be able to find that guy there if you're so curious. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. That could possibly work. Let's say 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Actually, yeah. There we go. And then maybe you. Try that. Let's see. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. Yeah, there we are. And then we just go back to 1, 2, 3. Like this here. 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There we go. So something like this, I think. Let's hear it through. 1, 1, 1. Be honest, I am putting all my trust in the process. Something feels off about this, but right now all I'm trying to keep in mind is the rhythm. It feels a little weird to hear the same note played, but I don't think it'll be too bad once we add variation to everything. And I think maybe it's time we start adding the variation. I'll listen to it one more time, and then we'll see. And I have lots of questions. Oh yeah! I am seeing where this goes. I want to see. And so you're using a real keyboard, or is the software for that? I use the keyboard to help me play around with things, because sometimes I can put it up on here, but sometimes I can just feel it out with the keyboard. So that's why the keyboard's here. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, tap, 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 tap. Yeah, okay. Gonna have to slide this guy over. Tap, 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 tap. And this reminds me of a Sims song. I do remember the good old days of Sims. The old one or the new ones? I remember the new ones were very silly. Let's see. Listen to it again. 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1. Da, 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 da. I'm not sure how I feel about this last guy here, but maybe we can go along for the ride. And I heard this from someone, and it was very good advice for the best making games to make the game fun. It doesn't matter the art or the bad in music. I think it depends. If the art is really bad, it depends, because sometimes simple art, well, not sometimes simple art can be good, but simple art can be bad. So it just depends on there's a lot of factors when it comes to if a game is fun and it's a fun game, but the music's terrible and the art is terrible, versus it's a fun game, the music's simple and the audio's simple. Or yeah, music's simple and the art is simple. So I think it definitely certainly depends, but I think everything should at least be decent, but it doesn't have to be good. So if good, or if fun is your number one, everything else that can be afterwards. So we can create a song with multiple instruments. I understand that for the JSON file. It would just use the melody. It would be whatever you want it to take for your notes. So it could be the melody that you're playing out. For me, well, I guess this would be the melody, wouldn't it? But yeah, you choose the music you want. If you saw the soundtracks, all you do is find the track of the instrument you want to be played, and that should let you do it. However, I haven't tried it yet with chords, so I'm not sure how well it's going to take the idea of chords. I can tell you that. But again, for the JSON at least, whatever instrument you use, you can mute it. So for example, I could export this and then have a different song play entirely to the map. As right now, all I'm doing is just whenever you press the buttons to type. Right now, we're not really thinking about the music so much as we're thinking about the rhythm. So we'll see how well we do it. 1, 2, tap, 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 tap. Actually, you know what? Let's just stick with this for now. I think this is our melody. Right? Usually the melody is simple guy, and then we go from there. So we're gonna stick with this. We have this. Let's use this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now that we have this guy, now we can think about what we want to add in terms of variations. So for example, I could do like that, and then this, and then that, and then this, and then that, and then this. And that's your melody. That would be the melody. I'm curious to see how this plays. See, that's the thing. And another thing we also can consider is what instrument can be played. For me, at least, I'm thinking a high beep because of the whole heartbeat idea, but we could also go for different ones. But if we're thinking in terms of beep, what are instruments that maybe have a high beep sound? If we go into concepts here, I do have some instruments and some instrument motions, but I don't know too much about instruments, so I'm just winging it in terms of these guys. So let me scroll back and find the area. This guy here. So it says, for happy, you usually want percussions or pianos, instrument class. Interesting. Piano happy. I don't know how well this does. And then there's also some instruments here for genres. I'm not sure how accurate this is. I pulled a lot of things from a lot of different places, so we'll see. But I'm thinking a washboard. I remember washboards being really neat. But I'm thinking happy, light, maybe just something sweet. I'm going for that sweet feel. Maybe violin or flute. Flute could work. I also have flute in the terms of, for my songs at least, the main character, Gabby. The flute is what plays when you type out things. So the flute is the main instrument, but you have supporting instruments like the harpsichord. So maybe flute can work. Or something else. We also have here, let's see, we have trumpet, clarinet. We can certainly play around with the instruments. It's always super fun, isn't it? So let's go ahead and go back into I can hide you. And we're back in here. So instrument-wise, I don't think I want piano. I think I want a different instrument. Well, what the instrument is, don't know yet. We have clarinet. You know, maybe it can be harp. And about the sound, it would sound strange if someone used synthesizer sounds or another orchestra. Truth be told, it can be, while it would make more sense for everything to sound similar, I've decided
Dragon Empire Gaming subscribed on YouTube.
So weird. Sometimes the notification decides, yeah, I'm a show. Sometimes not. And let's see. Hold on, let me get that name. That name was oh, it doesn't tell me. Oh no. I heard a dragon. That's such a shame. Hold on. Maybe if I go back to you here, I just want to double check. I do like making sure I give people the recognition they could deserve, but it's not giving me the names. It doesn't want to fess them up. Let me slide you up here, close you here, remind me later. Yep, the name. Dragon Empire Gaming. There we are. Thank you for the subscription on YouTube, and welcome in. Okay, now that I have the words there, yeah, while it might sound a little weird, it's okay. This is my game, so I get to decide how it plays. And if you are more comfortable using different instruments or using different things, feel free to go as wild as you want. I really have no issue with it. If it feels fun and if it gets the voted, then it gets the vote. The game's supposed to be fun. So if people really enjoy it, even if it doesn't feel the feel of the game, that's okay. That is a-okay. And drums, I think drums don't work because, well, they're percussions, right? That would be drums. So let's see, we have snare, drums. Some of these guys are a little bit tricky, but I don't know about drums. Yeah, let's see. Well, we can try, right? That is an interesting instrument. I don't know about drums though, because there's this thing like a drum kit. For example, I can show you. If I click replace on this guy, right? And I go for drums, drum kit. It does these guys at the bottom, and I don't know how to use those yet. I haven't really messed around with drums too much, so I'm not really a drum expert, or even a drum novice. I am a drum, never seen them before. Saying that, I'm thinking maybe harp, or I think we already do harp, and I really want to make this different from what I usually use, which is the harpsichord. I think I use the harp and piano and organ, because it's supposed to be the necromancy, spooky, fancy. But for this, I want to go for something lighter, something more upbeat. There's brass, there's trombones. What's a horn doing? Definitely not. Let's see. Instrument of choice. What can we go for? There's also woodwinds, and there's the oboe. Clarinet? No. Well, there's piccolo and C. That's an interesting one. What if I click this guy? I don't hear anything. Interesting. And hi, Banana. Welcome to stream. Welcome in. Let's see. Replace. Maybe we can go for... There's also brass here. It says horn, trombone. I'm curious to see about the trombone.
Guilty_ghost just followed.
Thank you, Guilty Ghost, for the follow. Welcome into stream. Welcome to Music Struggles. But hi, and thank you again to Atoms. Let's see. This is the melody. So, I don't think it works. We need something that doesn't play for too long because of the, tapping it. For some of these, they feel like they go on a little bit too long, which is why I don't think they work quite well. There's also this one, chimes. I don't hear it. Okay. How about... And the instrument... Well, last time I always saved the instrument for last, and I always did it in piano. So really, I want to just mess around today and see what ideas we can come up with, as I'm not ever too sure. There's a soprano saxophone. What is that? I really want to go for more of a bell chime sound. Are there bells? Actually, why didn't I start with that? Bell, B-E-L-L, bell plate, cowbell. What is a cowbell? A percussion. And I'm calling it now. One of the submissions will be rock and roll. And the rock and roll, the wizard behind it is going to be a Rickroll? Oh. Oh, man. I don't know if that counts as being copyrighted. I wouldn't know. That'd be something to look into, I suppose, but technically if it's a remix, I don't think it counts, does it? But I'll have to check as well. As I'm still new to all of these things, so it's still a thing of trying. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. There's percussions, there's brass. I'm certainly thinking woodwind, the light ones. There's also accordion though, which I'm curious to hear. Unless it's do. Okay. I don't think it should be you. What other instruments are there that we can try? There's horn. Oh. Yeah. The main instrument is the one I'm trying to think of. And did you forget this melody? What do you mean? I don't get what you mean. Can you elaborate a little bit? Por favor. Let's see. I want to try to do violin. I think violin. I've done violin before, but I'm thinking either violin or viola. That's usually fun. But I can't hear it. Why not? Oh. Maybe something like that? There's also the viola, so let's see. Let's try you viola. V-I-O-L-A. How about you? I think this could work. I think we can make this guy right here work. Let me slide this back over and... Okay, good. These are audible. So now, we need that key, right? And I believe I said it was an E, or was it a C? I think I said this. We're looking for like a beep. So maybe here, that's C. And that C was, let's see. If we go down here to our C, which would be, oh no, it's not telling me. Usually this guy, I think, is C, if I remember. Let me move this back up. Okay. And then if I click on this guy, that's B. Oh, I was close. B. C? Is that C? That's C. And apparently they can copyright a melody. Makes sense. And I found that out when I was making a pixel art cutscene for 30th anniversary Power Rangers. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Melodies do make a song, so that doesn't surprise me one bit. Let's see. So maybe down, up, down, up. There's different ones, and I can also show you this too, as I've tried my best to get better at just learning the structure of music, but there's a few ways we can do our melody if I can go to here. For example, you can see building blocks. You can make it go up, you can make it go down, up, you can make it go all the way up and down. There's a few guys you can do. Right now, we just have the melody, so when it happens, but we can choose the where, the place, the up and down. So I'm thinking, right, maybe we want to go down or up. Example, maybe let's start with going up and down, see how that feels. I thought that said, oh, it did say parkour. So let's give it a try. You can go down, you can go up, depends. But since we're doing also as well in, what was it? Hold on, let me go back to our circles. Let me hide you here. Because we're sticking to major key, so that would be, well, if I slide this guy over here, you should be able to hear it. Since we're doing major key in the C scale, it's also something we want to keep in mind. So we can't use any sharps or flats, usually, unless you want to spice it up. And what I mean by sharps and flats is if the note had that little symbol, or had that little symbol. That's what I mean. But for this guy, I'm thinking, since do, maybe we can go down. Let's see. Maybe, and then up, up. So maybe up, up. Let's try that. Let's see. And then down. How about that? Do. But that sounds spooky, doesn't it? No, we need to go lower. No. No. Do. Ah, that's a flat. That's what I'm thinking. And then it would go down here. No. There. Do. But that doesn't play into our major chords. But again, these are rule of thumbs. You don't have to follow them. But if I run into troubles, I'll know why. But I want to give this a try. But I don't think that's very spooky, but I do like the way it sounds. Truth be told, I do like it. And that's the melody. So I'm gonna add more plugins, tools, where we at? Because remember, we're going for sweet, so we want an upbeat feel. And she's remaking a symphony and not even realizing. Symphony requires multiple instruments, right? And I want to insert more measures. Split measures, string measures, no. I want to add measures. Insert after section. Let's just 10. I do like this idea, but I don't think it fits sweet medical doctor. I think it fits spooky. Doesn't it? Also, it's too quiet. I can never tell. But it looks like it's a little bit louder. I will bump up the audio just a bit to hopefully also help. So if I do this guy, I think I can just add gain. And if I add a little bit of gain, it should also make it easier to hear. So if I do this now, you should be able to hear it better. Yeah, but again, I don't think these guys are sweet. I'm not getting a sweet feel. I'm getting a spooky feel. And we're going for sweet. So let's try another combination. For mine, I went down, up, down, and straight. So let's try another one. And I want to stick with that C. So this is usually my favorite part, where we feel it out. I'm better at feeling it out than trying to look at the graphs. Right now, I'm just going for a sound. And when you get the chance, come back to this video and listen to what section again, or to the section again where you were hitting random notes. Sure. And is this music score? Yep. And hi, Christopher. Welcome into stream as well. And I'm going to use music score so it sounds similar to your. Sure, indeed. Yeah, I think since I've found music score to be the best for me, that's what I've been using. But I do know other ones exist. Like, for example, imagine like a time traveling, so like a chrono wizard that has the retro-y feel of like 8-bit music. Couldn't that be interesting? And hi, Star Killer. Welcome to stream. And what program is this? Musescore. SMUSESCORE. I can do exclamation FAQ. There we go. And then I can copy this here. So you can find the stuff I use. If I can find the YouTube tab. There you go. But welcome in. So let's see. Saying that, right? Maybe what we need to do is go up. So here. And I think MuseScore is open source. Not sure if the others are open source. I don't know, but I do know MuseScore is free. I try my best to, if I can find a program, I try my best to use it for free. So for example, Godot is open source and also free. I don't know if MuseScore is though. And oh, that's cool. Thank you. And Time Wizard Notes play in reverse. It could be a thing. Well, you'd have to make it sound in reverse. And hi, the triangle. Welcome to stream. Welcome back. And how do you define what BPM is? Normal, fast, and slow for your game? Truth be told, I do it off of vibes. And libraries are paid? Oh, that makes sense. I've only been using the free stuff. For example, it depends on how many notes you use. So how many notes you stuff into something, and also how fast the BPM is, and I'm eating ice? How dare you? Are you chewing it? That's the difference. Maybe you can eat it, I don't know, and not chew it, but if you're chewing the ice, I don't know if we can have a conversation. But for me at least, if the song has a lot of notes together, or a lot of notes spaced, no? Okay, good. Wait, hello then, welcome. Because right now, right, I'm going for more something slower, simple, but you could say still, this is fast. Let me see if I can find an example that I have from a previous muse score thingamajingy I've done, where it's a little bit more together. Let's see. I think I know the right one. I just gotta find it. In my documents, go to muse score, go to source. Yep. And I think it was heroes. Where are we at? Hero. If I do hero here. Hero, are you in there? Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, this one here. You. Grab you. Okay, I think this one should show what I mean. And do you want me to? No, I certainly do not. No. And chewing frozen bananas? Zero, you're even worse. Disgusting, I say. Let me grab you here. So for example, this is also something I've made before for, like I was talking about with the music jam. So I did make this. I can say that proudly. This was made in a week's worth of time. So it was a thing. And you can see, right, the BPM I think is 120, but notice how fast or how close the notes are and also the type of notes. So if I play this, can you imagine typing that? That'd be really fast. So depending on how many notes you use, it also depends, I think. For example, right, we have 1, 2, slower, but still same BPM. So I think it matters in terms of distancing of the notes and types of notes and how long they get held for. For example, I have a slower part of the song here, which would be easier. And it really doesn't matter on the BPM, I think. It just depends on the feel, because this would be easier to type to for 1, 2, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I think it just depends, at least for how I see it. But I'm slowly learning as I go. I can go ahead and swap back to the other one, though. And let's see. You. Necromancer song. You here. And I can go ahead and close this other one. There we are. Okay. Saying all that, let's try going up. I think up might work. Let's see. Do 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 do. Maybe that. Do do do. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do do. Nope. Do do do. How about that? I don't dislike it, but something does feel off about it. It definitely doesn't feel spooky anymore, though. That's the good. We don't want spooky. I think. How about that? How about try that? Do do do. How about that? Let's see. Works, right? So we could do something like this. Do, 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 do. And then we could have a little pause. And then if we do like a higher, that could work as well, right? Shifting it up a little bit. So for example, maybe then we could do like that. Oh, hold on. No, well, that's not the note I want. I want to go up a little bit. So where are we at? You are there. So if I swap you to, what does that sound like? No, definitely not. Slide you back down. Back up. I'm looking for like a do. No. That one. That's the note I want to start off with. So let's see if we can make it happen. So I believe it was on this one here. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, let's hear it out. Also, let's just see. No, this is F. Okay. Duh, duh. Not really feeling it. I think the beginning's good, but that up pitch, not what I thought it was gonna be. So let's slide it down a smidge. Maybe we can go lower even. How does that sound? Like down there? What does it feel like? Let's see. What if we started on this guy here and then went to the other guy? So for example, what if we just swapped these around and did it like this instead? How does that feel? I think that feels a little better. Where we go from low to high. Oh, hold on. Oh, I noticed you. What are you doing here? You're not allowed. Go away. Well, actually, hold on. Let me listen to it again. feels too bad, but I feel like these little guys here are going to cause us trouble later on. But again, maybe not. And ads are about to start, so I'll let them run while I get some water here. So I'll go ahead and click on this button here, and we shall wait it up while I get some water. I'm enjoying this so far, though. I think this might work out a little better just because of the way the game plays. So right now we're only working on the rhythm. Well, we finished the rhythm. Now we're working on the actual sound of the rhythm. I'm thinking this might be a better process than trying to do song and then add the rhythm on afterwards. Maybe. And I go, what do you mean, Zero? With the bananas? I mean, I'm just saying, you're no passing bananas in the back of the classroom. I'll tell the teacher. Let me get some water. Delicious. Okie dokie. Saying that, though, I'm wondering, because for a heartbeat, it's really like a beep, beep, beep. For mine, it's not very heartbeepy. So I'm wondering, this doesn't feel heartbeepy. Maybe it doesn't have to be. We just have to have a feel to it. And my thing is, maybe that viola feels a little bit too fancy. And it could be a thing. Maybe everyone's fancy because they're going to this prestigious academy. Because I'm thinking, right, in this world with all the jobs, necromancers are your lawyers because they can, or at least they're your crime lawyers because they can talk to the person that was murdered. So you never get away with murder. But your medimancers are your doctors, so your surgeons. I guess they would have a refined feel, but they certainly would have slower songs. And hi, Echo, welcome to the stream. Hello. And do you play any instruments or do you mainly compose music digitally? I attempt music. I'm learning music at the moment. I can show you a little bit while we're waiting. Never mind, I forgot. For example, I was working on a song, but I forget it entirely. But I can do this. I had been doing my practices. So let's see. Oh, hold on. It's a little hard to position with the piano. We have. Oh. Something like that. But it's the matter of doing the finger training. Yes. And going back and forth, I stopped trying to learn because a key on my piano is broken. Which one? It's a B. B is backdoor. Yeah, it's that one. That key, the one right beside this one, is the one that's broken. And all the songs that I want to do have a high key, so it made it a little bit hard to want to practice since I can't really do the songs I really want. It's a tricky thing of soon, eventually, once I can upgrade my piano or find a new one for the time being, I can get back to learning. As I've always wanted to learn how to play the piano. I've always wanted to learn how to make music, but I didn't think it would happen this soon. The plan was to focus on making art and making games, so to focus on programming and art, and then, once I finish this game, then see about learning other mediums and other things. However, since it's a rhythm game, that's kind of implied, a little bit about music, which I didn't think about. And hi, Ray March, welcome to stream. What happens if you try the same exercise, but both hands have to play the same interval? Oh, I've tried that, and it is hard. Also, welcome back to the apps. Welcome back. Hold on, let's see. When I briefly had a piano at home, I learned a song from Silent Hill. So now I just know how to do that one. I was learning Your Reality. Okay, let's see. Well, we'll do it from down here. You have to go there. You have to go there. And it sounds weird because my hands don't want to do the hand thing. Yes. An attempt was made. That's a little hard because when you're if you're going from left to right, you would then tuck your thumb under your finger. But if you're going from right to left, you tuck your index finger over. So you'd have to think about both your thumb on one hand going over at the third note, and on the other hand, you'd have to do your index finger on the on the second one. It's weird. That takes a magical skill I don't have at the moment. And I think your music sounds good so far. Thank you. I just tried your Necrotype Cafe and it was fun. I'm really glad to hear that. I just realized I'm bad at typing. I've been hearing that the difficulty lies in not knowing what comes next. So I'm sure you're not as bad as you think. Either that or my game is just very hard. Which isn't the goal. I want it to be medium-ish. But thank you for giving it a try, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I mean, the left hand still goes down, but the right hand does half-tone stuff. The left hand has to do it too. Where we at? Where we at? I can do that. Yep. Something's like that ish, sorta. So let's see. We were looking at the height of the notes. And for some reason, I'm still getting a fancy feel. And I don't think that's bad since this is a prestigious wizard academy, but maybe violin isn't the one we want to go for. I'm curious to see how well the harp does because I want a sweet instrument. I mean, the first thing you did. Oh, I see. No worries. I'm learning as I'm going. Let's see. Harp. Yeah, I want to try the harp. How does the harp sound? Let's see. I like this better. I think it gives a different feel than the necromancers. It feels more enchanting, and I think maybe that is our sweet sound. And the sweet sound is enchanting. It's made to feel like a magical world and sounds like the start of an opera. The other one? Or which one are you talking about specifically? I do have a lot of like opera A1s I can show you if we go back into like, let's see, concepts super quickly. I tend to go for more of the dramatic ones. It's something I've noticed. So if I just grab my eagle here, I can show you that one I was talking about earlier. If I go back to here, let's see. Yeah. And let me mute that for a second. Very opera-y, right? Well, there we go. But I want to go for a slow pace this time around. So it's something I want to try new mediums. And let me go ahead and hide you here and go back into our music. And most of my issues were with typing periods, commas, and capital letters. Oh yeah, those are the tricky parts. And then there's a dash in there somewhere in one of the songs. And I think the rest of the typing is at fair difficulty level. Oh, that's good to hear. I'm really happy to hear that. Lovely. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's what this consensus I've been getting, so I can certainly agree. The periods, commas, and dashes. Yep. You see. Oh, also, let me add that music back. Okay. I do like that. I think it is a nice little melody. It does what it needs to. And hi, Necroman. Welcome to stream. And hi, I'm new. Without checking for playlist or anything, do you normally stream music streams like this? I do it every so often. I'm currently making a rhythm typing cafe game, so it's important as a game developer I learn music since I'm making a rhythm music game. So whenever I am doing like a few weeks of what's the word I'm looking for? Whenever I'm doing a few weeks of working on the game offline, for example, I forget the word, but when you clean up your code, refactoring. If I'm refactoring my code or figuring out a tricky bug, then usually I'll swap out my game dev streams for music streams since it's still working on the game. And that'll be, I believe, this week and next week, we'll do that since I'll be doing it. So this week and next week will be music streams and we kind of go back and forth. But welcome in. Hi, Frost. Welcome into stream. What you miss? Not too much. Working on a melody. So let's see. I do like this. I think it sounds magical. And I think that's the feeling we want to go for. Like an enchanted forest. I do like this. So maybe, after this is the beginning. I feel like this makes for a good first section. And because we're also making a short song, we don't want to do too many. No way. We want to do a few here, a few there. So I do like this. Do. And it sounds different despite the fact that it's the same rhythm, doesn't it? So I'm thinking, right? Now maybe what we can do is go back to low, but do maybe a different pitch. And the idea was to do something like this. Oh no. Not that. Where are we at? Where's the other guy? Did I delete it? Oh, I did. Never mind then. We go from new things. Okay, we'll see. Do. Yeah, I think this works. And I think we can do one or two more parts, and that'll be the song. As right now, it ends at about 12 seconds in, and I try my best to do about 30-ish seconds, as that's the hope, is that these songs, when you spell cast, lasts about 30 seconds. So if it's a shorter song, hopefully add more notes, because again, we gotta remember about the characters. So for example, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so that's 16 notes in 12 seconds, which I don't think is too bad. It's like a note a second, which is good. And yeah, that's good. Okay, so do. And then, so maybe we can go back to this. So maybe do. No. Go back down. Yeah. Do. Yeah. Do. That's not too bad, do you think? It's another, it's still those notes, but different. It goes up instead. And then maybe we can do. So maybe, let's see. Play all of you. And then I want to do. So instead, let's change you to this. And we don't need you, I don't think. Yoink you. You're not needed anymore. And let's do zoom out. This guy here. So I want to change it to this guy. So do. It keeps moving me around the place, doesn't it? There we are. But if you didn't hear Frost, I'll be hosting a music jam. So the hope is that you'll be able to compose your own things. And hi, Texie. Welcome to Stream and Staccato. You're not needed anymore. I don't want to play with you anymore. Welcome to Stream. Welcome into me not using the musical terms, for I have no idea. And a music jam? Yep. Hold on, I can do this. Jam starts today. But you have 2 weeks to complete it. So hopefully that is enough time, but you can find the details there. And the hope is that you can see me attempting to transpose it. And the idea is that you'll be able to make your own maps and music, and then we'll have a big gold vote to see whose is the most preferred. And then that'll get added to the game officially, is the idea. And you'll also get to create your own wizard class and your own flavor behind it. So for example, I have pyromancers, and my pyromancers have the spicy flavor, or for my necromancers, for the bitter flavor. So you'll be able to do your own ideas. And I used to be in a church choir and learn piano as a little boy. So learning music theory and being able to read sheet music was part and parcel of learning that instrument. Interesting. I did do choir, but I did learn, the tool I had was my voice. That's all I had. But I've always wanted to learn piano. So I guess better late than never. I just never expected it to be this soon. So let's see. Let me go ahead and play it. 1, 2, 3. Pause. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay? 1, 2, 3. I do like that. Tap, 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 tap. Yeah, to tap. Where's my to tap? I want it to tap. How do I get it to tap? Tap, 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 tap. So you need tap, tap, tap to tap. Try that. Tap, 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 tap. No, that's not what I want. Tap, 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 tap. How do you do that? And that might not be possible. As I said before, I haven't messed around with 16 notes very well, but the music parser doesn't seem to like really short notes. So you might be able to get away with them depending on how well you do them, but you are warned. I would tend to stick to the 8th notes. So I'm thinking my to tap. Maybe it's too fast. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna guess it would be like this. Let's see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 to tap. And you know what? I don't know if it'll work, so let's give it a try, why don't we? So I'll play this through one more time, and then we'll see how well we like the sound. Tap, tap. I do like that. I do concur. And then from there, I'm curious to see if we can delete these scores. If possible, I believe it is delete, control delete. It is control delete. I'll go ahead and save, and then we'll go ahead and try this out. And I love the music notation package called MuseScore. It's incredibly powerful, considering its lowest cost. Music notation package. I have never heard of that one before. I shall save it for my Googling. Thank you for the suggestion. So from here, right, all you have to do once you have your musical map, and again, your song doesn't have to be the same as what you're typing. Right now, what I'm about to do is use these guys as what you type, or when you type. And I found out about MuseScore quite by chance. I got told it from a musical, I don't know, professor, but I can say musical teacher. So I can say that at least that I have had a lot of help, and I'm very thankful for that fact, as I'm not sure how well I would have done otherwise. I've been very fortunate enough to receive a lot of help. And I did that. Good. Okay, so all I do, right? Again, I'm exporting the audio, and then I'm also exporting that to MIDI. So I'll go ahead and do that. So we can go ahead and export here our let's do wave this time. Export that guy there. And then we'll also want to export our MIDI. We'll turn it into a JSON, and then we can upload it and see how it plays out. See how well it goes. So I'll go ahead and export this. I can go back to our MIDI, export, and then from there, we just gotta convert. So I can go ahead and bring you to this screen here. Then from there, I can go into this guy here. We can go ahead to our converter, go ahead and refresh the page, drag and drop, do all the things, and we should be good to go. So let's see. You go here, MIDI, drag, download, and then I can go to my game here. Go ahead and refresh the page, and let's try uploading it. So if I go ahead and drag you here, let's give it a try. See how it feels. And I did that. Good, good. Okay, so run game. I'll go ahead and mute the audio for now. Let's see how well this plays. I'm really curious as now. I've hopefully made it easier to try things. So let's see. Load audio. And this is audible, right? Let me just double check. You are not audible. Oh, you are. No, you're not. Is it? I can't tell. Hold on. Oh, you are audible. Okay, good. Great news. Lovely. Okay, load audio. So now all I have to do is just drag and drop our audio, and I just have to drag and drop our other file. So load JSON, grab new JSON like this, and oh, what does that mean? Pixie from spelling. I'm guessing it's like Texas. And I can hear your game well enough. That's what you're saying? Is it too loud? I can certainly turn it down. There you go. If it's super loud. It did look louder with my voice. Usually that's a little bit too loud. So I can certainly understand that. Also, let me turn it down on my end, as it is also loud. There we go. Okay, we should be good to go. So now, I click generate. It generates the song, so we should feel how it plays when I click on start. If all the programming goes to work, but you never know, do you? So let's just try. Alrighty, here we are. H-E space B-Y space T-H. E space T-U-M-T-U-M. Comma space A-N-D space S-T. Oh, that's gonna be hard. That double one was very hard. Means what louder's been moved from 120 your volume to about 60 now. Good. This guy is very quiet, I can say. Maybe that's because my, well, no, music is quiet. I'm guessing it is the song export itself that's quiet. Volume's better now. Good. Yeah, I can't tell quite well, but I'm glad to hear it. I'm gonna move this up a little bit and restart it. Let's see. H-E space B-Y space T-H. I can't do this, can I? Calibration. Space. How many of these do I have to do? It's not calibrating. Now it's calibrated. Good. And why would it be an F sharp and not a G flat? Frost, you're asking questions that I don't know the answers to. Right now, I'm specifically working off of how it makes me feel. Right now, my heart is telling me F sharp, but it certainly could be the brain is saying G flat. I'm just trying things right now. And don't worry. I see. Yeah. Oh, got ya. Good. Okay. So I think we still have the song. Yep. Okay. Let's try. Let's see. A space S W E O T comma space M A G I C A L space S M O K E comma space I S. Oh, that's not too bad. Though I think that IS might be a little bit too funky. Possibly. Let's keep trying it out. We have some more time. Let's see. Space T W I C E space B E A U T Y space O E comma space T W O space H space. I do kind of like that. Da-da. That's not too bad. An F sharp versus G flat would just depend on what key you're in. Oh, hold on. B Y space T H E. I kind of think we can add a little bit more, since that space should get used up at the beginning, since it's gonna recycle. So overall, I don't think that was too bad. And keep the bass splashy. What do you mean that do? And let's see. They're technically in the same note, but referred to differently. Oh, yeah, they are. I do remember that. Let's go back into here. Let me go ahead and enable the audio so we can Here's some background audio. Let me bring it back into here. I do remember that, yeah. Depending on where you're at. For example, this is a D, and then if you go down here, it's a D flat. But if you do this one, which is C, and this would be a C sharp. So just depending on which step you're taking, if you're going down or if you're going up, right? I think that's it. And let's take the drums for a walk. I never was able to figure out drums. I'm still learning the drums portion. Right now, it's just, usually I only use the piano, guys. So I can go back into here, though. And if it were spelled incorrectly as I see, you would end with this G, A, B, C, D, E. Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, I've seen that before. Let's see. Okay. Sing that. I don't think this is too bad. It's that do-do. So this part here, that's tricky. Saxy. And it's a harp. So I'm interested that you see saxy. Let's see. I think one more will be good. And then that loop will be good. That'll be fine. Then we can add some fun stuff. And it's that thing of, was it fun to type out? I do think that do-do made it really hard. But for me, at least, the harder it is, the more fun I have. But for some people, the harder ones aren't fun because you have to really focus. So it really just depends on the person, which is why I think the overall vote should be pretty fun. Saying that, let's see. I pause up here for 2. So I'm going to go back up here. Let's see. And every note on this piano has at least 2 possible spellings. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Da, 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 da. I guess you would want to do double, and you should bite your keyboard. Why would I do that? My keyboard's been nothing but nice to me. It's 5 years old, as I got it on, well, not on a whim, but I got it and immediately put it in the attic. And now, many years later, that's the reason why one of the keys is broken. Never ended up using it as much as we should have, but I'm glad I have it now. So I'm thinking, right? This guy here will then get played again, but we'll start it on the key we did before, which was C. So we gotta go up to that C guy there. Yeah, C. Let's see. And it's U. I believe we start off at U. Okay. And poor keyboard, it hasn't been used. That's the issue. And this song's reminding me of something. It's just not coming to me. I say. I know that's the thing of sometimes what's usually used, sometimes not. And C has 3 possible spellings: C, B sharp, or D double flat. Oh, that's tricky. And it's free and easy to do. I would never eat my poor keyboards, but it served me well. Let's see. Do. I don't know how I feel about the pause. Do. Maybe we can slide it over one more, like here? No, I don't like you there. How about that? Hold on. Do. The issue is with the pausing, it does give you a chance to catch your breath. So maybe it's a good idea where we have that do, and then we go pause a little bit, and then maybe. And I'm thinking maybe one more part here, and then we'll be good to go. Let's see. Do. That. I do think it's nice. I'm just wondering, well, remember this is the base. We're only adding right now that melody part. We haven't even added all the chords. That's a whole other thing. So right now we're just getting to the main course before we start adding things. My only concern is this guy here. This is hold on, G, I believe, right? G flat? Yes, it is a G flat. And then this is just a regular G. Yeah. I do like going down a little bit there, but we'll see. So let's see. Do. Yeah. Maybe. Let's see. So maybe instead, what we can do, and then you come back down, or hold on. Yeah, come back down. Let's zoom in a little bit. We'll bring it up to here. So do. And maybe, again, do. So, maybe, let's see. Oh, you've been learning a little bit of ASL. I think that's hand. I forget, but the one where you speak with your hands, I think? Congratulations! It seems like it would be a lot of fun to learn, like learning Morse code, but a little bit more handy, since Morse code's not used as often, I think. But ASL, if it's what I think it is, it sounds like a lot of fun. Though, I still need to learn other languages in general. And a MIDI needs to be attached to a sound font. How would that work for the jam? What do you mean, Frost? I don't get what you mean. Can you elaborate a little bit? For me, at least, and I've tried this as well in Ultrabox, but you take this MIDI, whatever you use, and then you just export it. If you do find it not working with the program you're using, please let me know, and I will see if I can figure it out. As for the moment, I know for certain it works in what is it called? MuseScore, and I also know it works in Ultrabox. I haven't tried the other guys, but I would assume it works just the same. You just have to find the ID of the one you're trying to go for. So let's see. Yeah, except not too much of a pause. A little bit less. Try again. A MuseScore can even cope with transposing instruments? Huh, MuseScore is powerful. And a MIDI is the map, or a sound font would be the instruments. Yeah. Right now, we're making the map. We're not worrying we're making the map, but you don't have to worry about the sound if you don't wanna. For example, your beats don't have to worry about what's playing. So, to explain, we could have a different song entirely, and this instrument could not be played. We just have the rhythm it's playing. So it just says, play a note here. It doesn't have to know the sound of the note. It doesn't have to know the sound of the note. Not at all. It's different. You have the MIDI and then you have the audio. The audio could be completely different from the MIDI. So you can mix and mash. It's just depending on whatever you think would be fun. For me, at least, when I press the key, I'd like to hear it. But we could have the audio. For example, I could export this, right? But then I could have the audio silent. So you don't hear anything, but the notes still appear. Because the JSON's different or the MIDI's different than the audio. So that's a little bit of options. And that if my MIDI map has like a snare drum, when you import it, is it deep drum? Or that would kill the vibe of the song, wouldn't it? I don't quite know. I do know, and maybe I have to put this on there as well. You can only use one instrument, one line for the MIDI. Right now, for example, I have on this guy here, but I've tried it on another one where it uses clarinet. I haven't tried it with chords, but you only use one track for the note. And I'll also add that as well to the website to make sure that is understood, as I haven't seen its capabilities, but for example, you can use this here, or if we just go to this guy really quickly so I can show you, you could even use a website like this guy here. If we go into this guy here, I believe. You could use this tool, and you could do this if you really wanted to for the MIDI. You would just still export it as MIDI, go to JSON, find the track that it is, the ID, and it would still work like that. So I think it should still be fine. And MuseScore even allows tab notes of plucked string instruments. Ew. And the tuning of the string? Oh, that's very detailed. And hi, Fluffball. Welcome to the stream. Welcome in. And hey, new viewer, never seen any of your stuff before. Just saw your stream in my For You and just wondered, what are you working on? I'm glad you asked. And welcome in, by the way. But what I'm currently working on is, I am currently hosting a music jam for my game. My game is a rhythm typing cafe game. Let's see if I go back down here. You can get a few views of it. But the idea is that we're working on music for my game at the moment, and we're trying to make a map around the music. The idea is that each different wizard type has a different feel to their music. Right now, we're doing a necromancer, which is just a fancy word for healer wizard. So we want something sweet, since our flavor is also sweet. So we're making a map for you to type on. So for example, I think it's up here. Oh, that's super loud. But we're working now on the map. And when I'm talking about sound fonts, I'm basically talking about a subset of DAW. If you do, I don't know too much when you're talking about Frost. That's a little bit out of my range. And a DAW has a bunch of sound fonts and a list of instruments. I don't think it will matter. I don't think so. Since you're taking audio from one and another one, but you can certainly try and let me know if it doesn't work out. And DAW has a bunch of, oh, I did that. Good. Okay, saying that, let's go back into, where are we at? MuseScore. There we are. Found ya. Oh, I can also close this guy. We don't need you. Nope, we don't need you. We just need this guy. Yeah. Okay. Back into music. And from there, I want to give it another listen now. I was here. Ooh, that's not too bad. And all good. I suppose we could just tell people to stay with the default instruments. I don't think you don't need to stay with the default instruments. I don't think so. but I can certainly do more testing. As again, I tried it in another DAW, so the one I just showed you on screen, and it didn't seem to have a problem. So maybe not, but I can certainly stress test it more. And let's see. I definitely do want to wait a little bit on this guy, so I'm going to have it go to like here, do you think? Let's try. Oh, actually, that pause is way too much. I need like a half pause, so like a, yeah, try that. But right now, today we're composing Fluffball. I program my game, I make the music for my game, I make the art for my game. So the hope is that by hosting this music jam, people get to add their own music to the game and see how it plays. Since a lot of the rhythm game is just listening to music and typing out keys. Try again. You go here. Oh, where'd you go? I'm lost. Slide you over. There we go. And then slide you over. Like that. Chop you in half so we get a little bit of a pause. Try that. Oh, that's still too long of a pause. How about if we do this guy here? Do. And sure. Thank you, Frost. And what DAW are you using? This guy here is called MuseScore. MuseScore. It is free, which is nice, and I'm glad. I try my best to find the free stuff, as it makes it easy for other people if they've never tried the thing before to pick it up. So I can do, let's see, exclamation FAQ, and that should answer any questions you have about the tools I'm using up on screen. Oh, if it lets me. Never likes to let me. So I can copy this and paste this here. There you go. I remember the mnemonic that my piano teacher, let's see, used to help between minimum results, similar looking semi-proofs. Oh, that really gets into things. What's there? That's too long of a pause. I do like that. Yeah. Do. Okay. I kind of want to do a do. And minimum semi-brief for those United States half notes and whole notes. Oh, got ya. And I already have the easy one. Oh, I'm excited to see Rodrigo. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think that works out. And a little lower for the last note. Well, I want to add one more part. So I want to go do. Or maybe something like that. But I wanna, yeah. And then I wanna go again. You here. So it goes, let's see. And you say you already have the easy one. So do you plan on doing multiple, Rodrigo? Because if so, right now it was one song per submission. But I don't at all mind if it's still one person or one submission thing. Yeah, I could certainly see it, but that might make it tricky to do. But for right now, it's just one song per person, so you have to choose your category. But if this goes well, I'd love to do another one of these. But I wanted to keep it simple this time around so I could get the gist of how to host a jam, because I did a writing jam or an idea jam last time. And yeah, make a difficult one. Yeah, you gotta pick your poison. But I'd certainly love to do it again. But I wanna dip my toe in the water this time, and maybe end it with a high note. Well, we'll see. I want to do. Let's see. Do. So do. Maybe there. Let's see. Do. No. Let's see. How about that? Back to here. And then up to do. And then one more. Oh, no destination to peace. That's okay. I want to go up one more. Like that. So let's see. you don't mind me asking why that DAW in particular? I was just wondering because I'm new to music and I'm really interested. No worries at all, Fluffball. Hopefully, hold on, let me see if I can find this guy really quickly. But I'm new to music too. I've been trying a lot of different DAWs in general. I found out this guy to be the most handy. You can see if I click there, I linked to a lot of different ones I've tried. But for me at least, the piano rolls, so when you see the piano lines, I liked that. However, it was a little hard to see depending on which tool you used. For example, and I can show you as well, if we go back into here, I liked the idea of Ultrabox, for example, but it was the thing of you only had certain parts, and you can't really see everything on the screen. You kind of have to use the bar to scroll, and it makes it a little bit hard to see. So it was a little hard to see the whole picture, and the idea of doing the notes is a little bit easier because they're exact. You can make notes here that are exact, but it feels a little bit too free. So for me, having the music notes approach feels better because it's stricter, is what I like. I also like how they have more on the realistic songs or realistic instruments. This guy has a lot and you can't see them, lovely. This guy has a lot of different instruments, which is neat. But for the feel I'm going for, I usually like using the more typical instruments. And, hi, is it Nakaruko? Nakaruko? It's my closest guess, but welcome to stream. And hey, so interested in your game because of OC players, of course. Also can make a track for you for free. I'm a musician. If you're interested, let me know. Well, I'm glad you asked. I can do, no, I messed it up. I'm right now hosting a game jam. So if you'd like to participate, you are more than welcome to. Whoever wins, the top 3 people who win will get their song in the game. So if you'd like to give a shot at making some of the music and making a beat map for it, you certainly can. And I do appreciate the offer as well, as I'm realizing very quickly how much out of game jam. Thank you, Pala. Not game jam, music jam. Thank you. I'm so used to saying music jam. See? I'm doing it. I'm so used to saying game jam that music jam is a little bit different. I almost considered calling it something else, but people are used to the word jam. So maybe I can just say jam instead. But I want to play through this guy again, feel it out, and if it's good, we can move on to the chords. So let's see. That's not too bad. Music smoothie. Music, what's another one from Jam? Music preserve. And the word staccato that I mentioned earlier, which is a notation represented by those dots you see below the notes, just means you play them detached and not smoothly. Oh, yeah. What's the one? I thought this meant that you play it longer. Because, for example, this means 1, right? So this would be 1.5. But no, it's just like that, right? That's the difference. This versus this. That's what that one means, I think, right? And music jam sounds interesting. Never seen that before. Only feedback sessions. Looking forward to it. Well, welcome in. It does start today. You get 2 weeks. So if you enjoy it, do let me know, as I'd love to do another one of these. And music, honey. I think this works though. Let's give it a try in the actual game. And if this works in terms of feeling, then we can start adding all the extra stuff on top of it. The bonus pizzazz. So let's go ahead and delete this guy here. Let's go ahead and do file, export, and I'll export the audio. And just to show off what I said earlier, I'll also export an empty audio, I think would be a great idea. So we'll export this audio here. Yep. And then I also want to do an export of you. Or, hold on. Did you delete all my notes? I think we're good. File, export you. And we'll call this empty. And then we'll go ahead and export you. And then I'll go ahead and undo that. So we have an empty audio and a filled audio. And then I'll also do an export so I can get the MIDI. So we'll also export this to MIDI, and then we turn the MIDI into JSON. So let's go to our guy here. And not the dot you're describing has to go to the right head of the note. A dot that is placed to the right of the note increases the note's value by half. God, yeah. Okay. It's still a thing of learning. Jazzberry GM. Those are cute. Let me go, and yes, staccato is quick note with more articulation. Got ya. Yeah. For me at least, I have to see it a lot, but I'm hoping to get more into music. And
Nancy out music just
thank you for the follow. So let me see if I can say it again. Let me hold on. Where are we at? I'm lost. It is here. And then we have Nancy Art Music. Thank you for the follow, and welcome to stream. Okay, let's go to here. Go like so. and a typing rhythm game sounds fun. I'm glad you like the idea of it. I'm currently hosting a jam for it. Yeah, okay. Currently hosting a jam for it where people get to try making their own levels, and whichever level gets the most votes will get put into the game. And how much experience do you have with streaming? This marks my 1-year anniversary, actually. That's another reason why I'm doing the jam. And yeah, I'm just gonna start saying jam instead. It's easier to remember. We'll go ahead and we'll drag and drop our MIDI into there, like that. Download that, and yep, and thank you. And let's go back into here, download here, and drag and drop again. And let's give this guy a go. And now I can kind of show you what I mean by the empty guy. So we have the maps where we play the notes, but you don't have to have the audio the same as the map. So if I go back into this guy here, refresh the page, and instance a quarter note crocheted dot to the right. The thing is, Taxi, it's a little hard to understand because it's in writing. For me, at least, it's easier for me to see it rather than read it. It's really hard for my mind to think words. I really do appreciate you trying to explain, though. I'm kind of picking up what you're putting down, but when it comes to words, I have to see the words a lot. Like, I remember staccato now, but all the other words, not too much. And jam. Yes, missed the last Miku. Oh, thank you. If you want the notes to flow together, you would tie them together. A tie looks like a swoosh. I remember the tie. I do indeed. Yep. The tie. We'll see about the tie. I've seen it, though. I don't know how to use it exactly, but the tie is when you go from one bar to the next one, I believe. So let me go ahead and grab this guy. We'll go ahead and grab the empty song. So this audio shouldn't play anything. So I'll go ahead and grab this. And hi, Beer Cart. Welcome to stream. Welcome in. Let me go back into here. Let me go into here. And go, hold on, where are we at? You need me, Jason. So we shouldn't hear anything, but the song should still have the keys. So let's give it a try, right? Nothing should be played, but we should still type T-H-E-Y space, E-R-E space S-O space H. So this is what I mean by you don't have to have the note play. You could have a different, entirely different audio from the map itself. Are you making a game? Yep, hold on, exclamation, necrotype. Yep. I'm currently making a rhythm typing cafe game. What I'm currently doing at the moment is I'm making some music for the game, since it's a rhythm typing game. So we're working on making a map, which is fun to play and fun to listen to. So I believe it'll just let me do a double upload, so we'll see. So now if I just add in, here, our audio file. So it is this song here. Oh, hold on, I opened it. This guy, and load in our JSON from here. Yep, and grab you here. Let's give it a try. Generate song, and we'll try it. And join Discord. What do you mean, Zero? And looks really great. What software do you use to animate it? If you go to the FAQ fluff ball, you should see it. You should see the. Hold on. Oh, where am I at? I'm super lost. That's okay. If I do exclamation FAQ, and I just grab this guy super quickly, I should be able to send it there. That should answer all your software questions you have. So hopefully it helps. All right, let's give this a try. Now hearing the audio play with the song. Okie dokie. Space. S, W, T, comma. Space, M, A, G, I, C, A, L. Space, S, M, O, K, E, comma. You know, maybe I should calibrate. And wait, where's the software question answer? The software, here, FAQ. I don't remember the words off the top of my mind, but if you're asking about what softwares I use and things of that nature, you should be able to find it there, especially with the model questions or the drawing tablet, things like that. So hopefully it's helpful. And you thought you were running your community, but it was me, Dale. And let me make sure I didn't miss anything. A tie connects two notes to the same pitch, and you play such sing them as if they were one continuous note. Yep. So it looks similar, but we use across two or more different pitches, indicating that those notes should sound smooth. Yep, that sounds about right. Okay, let's try calibration, then give this another whirl. Space, 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 space. Eventually, I'll get the calibration correct. Let's see, space, space. There we go, it's got my calibration. Let me scroll down here, and yes, I was wondering if you're using an engine or writing it from scratch and what language. My game, I'm currently creating in Godot 4, and I am writing it from scratch. Yep. Godot 4, this is the second game I've ever made, so it's a lot of practice. Let's go to this guy here and give it a go. Let's see. A, space, S, W, E, E, T, comma, space MAGICAL space SMOKE, comma IS space TWICE space BEAUTY. That, I think this works for us. And crashes through the window swinging in a row. Hi, Torn. Welcome to stream. ONE, comma space TWO space HE space BY space THE. How did that feel? I feel like it could work. And I was right to ones on a rhythm, just a smidge. It's a learning process. I want to try it again and see how it feels. So it's a little tricky, I think. Let's see. HE space BYE T H E space TUMTUM comma space AND space STOO. I do like that. D space IN space BHOU GHT comma. Okay, not too bad. And is there a mechanic for holding a key down? No, not at all. Since this is a typing game, the idea is that you just hit the keys. So it'll only be one key per type. As I thought about doing that, but it feels like it would be a little tricky to do multiple guys. So really it is just about typing to the beat. Like if you were doing the type racer, that sort of thing, where you just have to type the keys. The tricky part comes from typing to the beat, is the hope behind it. And let me scroll up a little bit, and good. Okay, good to go. Let me go back to main menu here then. All right, I think it works. The bad part comes towards the end. Let's see if you can spot it. This is the wrong one. Hold on, main menu, back to here. We need to go for you. Grab you. I tried to confuse you. Oh, how am I supposed to read two things? T, comma. I think this works. Space, MAGICAL. Space, SMOKE, comma, space, IS. Space, TW. Like, I expect it to be do again, but it's not. So I'm thinking to make it feel the same, maybe we do that, and then we start for the other guy. So right now, I'm not feeling the feels. So let me go ahead and stop the music, and let's try again. So let me go ahead and play this guy here. And let's go back to the music and see about doing the things. So, going back to here, right? I started feeling funny around this part here. I expected it to happen twice, so maybe it should happen twice. For example, maybe we can go back to here, and then if we do this guy here, oh, that just writes over it. Interesting. Okay, insert, add a measure, I believe, after the section 2. Try that. And then I can go ahead and paste in you. Okay, let's give that a try. Actually, do you there? How does that sound? Let's see. If I go ahead and click play on here, what do we get? I think it should go up. And can people submit MIDIs plus text? Is that how people design the levels? How it's designed is what you see right here, where you take an audio file and you take a MIDI file. It'll be converted into a JSON. So for example, this here is the, what would you call it? This here is the map you would play on, so what you're typing. But once I figure out where I want the person to type, I'll start adding chords and everything, but we'll still only use this guy here for typing. So if I go back to, let's see, this guy here, for example, right? And what you saw before, if I do this and add, we do a piano here, piano. I can add as many instruments as I want, but we just need to have an instrument that would happen for the other guy. So for example, we could have the chords up here, and these can also get played for the audio. So it doesn't matter too much. However, what matters is having that one instrument that's supposed to be played for when the player's supposed to type. So this plays out the rhythm, the timing of the music. However, you don't have to have this instrument in the final one. So for example, I could just have silence, and you have to play with the silence, so the only keys you can see on screen. But since I like hearing the sound, hearing the note when I type, I've added that audio. So it's a lot of just depending on what you're thinking about doing. But I hope it is exciting. Let's see. Remove you here. Okay, let's see. 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. 2, do, 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 do. Oh, we need to move this up. And this guy needs to be you. You need to be a C. So let's try moving you up to a C. Up there. And hi, Alexis S. Welcome to stream. Welcome.
Me just followed.
Let me get that name. Crash Dummy? Is that how you say it? Welcome in, and please correct me if I'm wrong. But hi, and thank you again for the follow. And hello to you as well, Alexis. And this is cool. I like Godot and MuseScore and never considered combining them in this way. Ah, I'm glad I caught your interest then. Yeah, it's definitely a thing of just thinking about it. And I tried a lot of different ways to make music, but for me, MuseScore has been the best as it helps me see the notes play out. And also, since I want to learn piano, that's another reason. Since I want to learn piano and piano songs, learning to compose my music in terms of a music sheet is also another reason why I use MuseScore, because it helps me learn to read music so that when I want to learn to play different songs, I can just look at the sheet music and know what I have to play. That was another reason. Let's see, go back to here. I placed a text headache on your server to deal with after. Thank you for asking. I'll certainly give it a try. And then... I think... Let's just remove that. Let's see. Do. Yeah, you. There you go. There we are. Good. And thank you for also doing the exclamation disco, Nancy. Yeah, you should be able to find all the info you need on there. Let's see. If I do this. And then I want to pause and then do. And yeah, I learned piano sheet music when I was in elementary, but never learned how to use music production software. Yeah. I'm glad you agree. I never learned a thing of music, but since I do want to learn to play some, I think that's why I also like this a lot. So let's see. Do. I think that might flow a little bit better. And right, I wasn't paying attention. How does the text that's written in the game work? Do we need to type out a little snippet? Nope, not at all. The text stays the same. The music just changes. So everyone gets the same text, and you can just play around with it. I haven't decided on how I want the text to work. The text is supposed to be a poem, but right now it's just a lot of filler words for the text at the moment. But no, this is strictly music. You don't have to write out a poem. Maybe another time we can do like a poem one though. For example, mapping the letters to it. There's a lot of ways you can go in depth. For example, which keys happen at which time, but that's super in depth. And right now I'm trying to make my game and the implementation as flexible as possible. And time to put in Slayer. I'll be curious to see what people come up with. And I did read that good. Okay, play it one more time and then we'll try it in game. And got it. Yep, no worries, Frost. I'm here to answer questions should you have them. So let's see, do. I think that'll play a little bit better than what I have. So I'll go ahead and also delete this guy here. I believe it's Control Delete. Yep. So let's see. I also think this guy might be able to come up a little forward, though I don't know. And good night. Rest well, Rudy. I hope you have a lovely rest. Let's see. So for example, maybe we can... Actually, no. I don't think so. Because if I slide this up 2 notes, it still wouldn't have enough time back here. Let's A-okay. All right, we'll save, we'll export, and we'll try out the modified version. As I'm curious to see if this feels a little bit better. So let's go and do export into MIDI. Yep. And then we also want to export into our, audio file. That's what I'm thinking of. So audio here, and then just convert the MIDI to JSON, and we should be able to drag and drop it into the game, is the hope. But again, it's still a work in progress, so if there are bugs, please do let me know, as I'd love to fix them. There's currently one really nasty bug on the loose that I'm trying to fix, but for now, I'll worry with the bugs I can see. Let's see. So back here, back to you. Go ahead and refresh you. Drag and drop you. Same name of the game. We just grab our MIDI, turn it into JSON, do all of your things. I can go ahead and open up the file, and actually we'll just save you to the side here. Then we'll go back into the game. We'll go back into you, refresh, do all of those things, and do that there. And then from there, let's go ahead and do test and go ahead and do load audio. Also, I'm realizing I'm going to have to make the regular volume of the main menu music quieter, as this guy's super angry when he's loud. Drag and drop that guy into here, then click on this guy here, and drag and drop the audio into here. So let's see here. Yep, and do you here. But the hope is that, well, the thing is, I didn't want to make a big announcement for the jam because I've never done one of these before. I've done a smaller one, but if this guy works out, I'd love to do another one when I've developed more of the game that's more outspoken and posted. But for right now, it's a very small jam in the sense of it's really only known on streams and on the Discord. So if you ever want to know about the Discord events and things, you can join that. But aside from that, I haven't made any public notifications of it being a jam. And the main menu nukes you in comparison? Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn that down. I certainly think so. All right, Necromancer song's good to go. Yeah, I'm dealing with that. Alrighty, let's turn you back up now that we don't have you. And let's see. Space, S, W, E, E, T, comma. Also, let me mute this so it makes it easier to hear. So restart. Try again. A, space, S, W, E, E, T. I didn't calibrate, did I? Space, M, A, G, I, C, A, L. Space, S, M, O-K-E, comma, space, I-S. Space, T, W, I-C-E, space, D-E-A. U-T-Y, space, O-N-E, comma, space, T-W. I think that feels better. I certainly do. Compared to what I initially had, this feels like it goes smoother. Now we just need that beginning part to change. Maybe we can cut up some of the time to make it start less there? Possibly, we'll see. But we can go back to our main menu here. And yeah, I'm gonna have to, not at some point, very soon, because if I'm gonna be loading this and I have to turn it down every time, there's also the idea I could just raise the volume of my end of things where the, audio file is louder. There's options, but I'd rather have it intuitively be lower. And sadly, I'm going to opt out of the music jam. No worries, Zero. I'm okay at programming and I greatly enjoy pixel art, but I'm terrible at music. I fear no man likes a piano. That thing scares me. No worries, Zero. That's why I try to do multiple things in the sense of a lot of people don't do programming, a lot of people don't do art, a lot of people don't do music. So it's nice that I get to talk to people who are really good at programming, really good at music, and really good at art. I'm not trying to be a jack of all trades, but I do have a lot of interests. And so think of, if I can try, I'll give it a try. I won't be an expert at it, but I'm trying, and that's a lot of fun. So let's go back into muting you and go back into our music here. And I think what I'd want to see is if we could slide it over, but for right now, that's not too bad. For example, this is a long pause, so maybe sliding it over to the left would be a good idea. You can also, well, no, can you? Possibly. You might be able to cut it up in like a audio thing where you can chop off the section of the music in the audio part. Possibly, but I don't know. It might mess up the audio, but we'll see. This is also a thing of just trying and saying, because right now there's an audio bug, but I'm hoping to figure that out by the end of this week while the jam is continuing. But I think overall, we have a good base. Let me slide this over so I can see what's going on. Yep, okay. Papa. I still think something here is a little funny. Oh, now you can see it. Something here, but maybe we can figure it out as we go. But that pause feels a little bit off. Aside from that, I do like the flow of the feel. And the main menu music starts off kind of fast. It's like jump scary sometimes. Oh yeah, I think I definitely have to lower down the volume of that guy. And I do that, good. Okay, so saying that, right? Now we can move on to the fun part of chords. And looking through my old music file names and it's like long PC and cute edit 1 export 7. I've heard people use like the _1_1. And is there a reason you're using 2 1/8 notes rest instead of 1/4 rest in a few spots? The only reason is that I have no idea what I'm doing. For example, I'm guessing you mean this guy here. I'm not really, I guess you mean in terms of this being this? No. But I think I get what you mean. And the program just does that sometimes. Maybe that could also be the case. For me, at least, I'm trying to think of it in terms of measuring pauses. So yeah, sometimes here I use those 2 guys and one of these guys. Right now, I'm just getting a feel for it. So I don't know if it's as clean as it could be. So I'm getting a feel for it. and can use your computer keyboard as a keyboard. You can, I believe. I don't know how to, but I believe that is a possibility that you can do. I haven't tried it before though, but I think you can. Saying that, we have a harp, right? We're going to need another instrument, or we could also just keep using harp, but we need a string, I think. Or not a string, but a, what's the word? Chord. We need a chord, and ads are about to start, so I'll let the ads do their ad thing. I can't believe it's already been 3 hours, but I feel like the 3 hours was spent on something very important, which was the melody and the rhythm. If that's the main part of the game, now this is just going to be the fanfare of adding the extra stuff that makes it feel nicer. Saying that, the ads are doing their ad thing, and while they're doing their thing, I'm gonna think about maybe adding another harp. And harp. There we go. Add harp there. Good. Okay. And also the old classic .mpp mp3. I can certainly, for me at least, I have a lot where it's just random, so I'm guessing that's what the are. I can see it, yeah. I sometimes spam them out, but then I can't remember what it's called, and then I can't find it. So usually I just go with the underscore. It doesn't change how it sounds or how it's played. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not really clean probably right now, so the readability is probably off. So it does the same thing, it just looks different. Yeah, I totally agree. And it's to use the most concise notation. That makes sense, yeah. You want the clean, it's like programming. You want the cleanest code you can get. But it doesn't have, if it gets the job done, that's step 1, and then step 2 is making sure it looks clean and that it's readable. I've been trying my best to go with more making sure it works first, then clean, because I can spend a very long time trying to clean things. And then it turns out you actually only interact with that thing for about 1 second, compared to if I spent more time working on the entire thing. And also, I did read that. Good. Okay, water. Delicious water, I say. I'm having a lot of fun though. This is tricky. I feel like music's always tricky. I especially haven't been. It's probably been a good month since I've gone on the piano, but it's the fact that I'm going to have to make a lot of music for this game. I do know that, and actually, let me show you if I can while we're waiting on the ads. Let me see if I can pull it up. I think it's this guy here. It is lovely. I can show you. If I go into where are we at? Concepts. No, I'm looking for Obsidian. Okay, so this is what I meant by flavors and everything in the game. I don't think I can make this a little bit bigger. Let me see, ++. Nope, I can't make it bigger. So I'll just make Obsidian bigger. But in my game, if you know about Pokemon, you can kind of think of it like that, where there's different types and types mixes, or maybe you can think about it in the sense of a multiplication chart. So for example, when I was talking about it being core sweet, I mean that for each dish you make, you have to do 2 flavors. And these 2 flavors create a combination. And if true equal false, computers explode. And hi, I'm about to sleep. Welcome to the stream. And I think you're doing a good job so far with music. Thank you. I've certainly had a lot of help. So I don't think I would have gotten as far as I did without the people who've helped me. It's the thing of, man, I was so lost. I truly was. So I'm happy the help really paid off. And I took music theory. That thing is hard. Music theory is a lot of fun. I have been enjoying it. So just looking at this, right? Sweet, bitter, and memory are the current 3 flavors in the game. Memory and welcome back from the ads. I was just explaining the behind and why music is important. And what level does she learn toxic? What do you mean toxic, Zero? Can you elaborate a little bit? But in my game, when I was talking about the flavors, the idea is that each flavor represents a different type of genre or type of speed, or it has an attribute to the music or song. For example, maybe there's a lot of fast notes in your map, or maybe there's a lot of long, slow notes, things of that nature. And each one, so for example, with our sweet, we have sweet. That's what I'm currently working on right now. A sweet song. And then you would combine different flavors to create different things. Oh, I see. Pokemon joke. I don't know too much about Pokemon. I'm trying to get there. But I get, yeah. And right now, this game, if I wanted to add these flavors, I'd need 9 songs. And if I want variation, then I'm gonna need like double the songs. And I also have different foods. So music's going to be really a big part of the game if I want a lot of variety. For example, I have cookies and cake and hot cocoa. If each one has a different song that plays, imagine that's a little multiplication, and now we're at 30 or so something songs. So I need to make sure I keep my scope small. The 3 people that will win will get, let's see, additional 3 numbers. So it'll make my whole total of 6. And then I also want to add at least the pyromancer and the cryomancer. And that leaves me at 8. So I'll either have a total of 8 flavors or 10 flavors, but I'm thinking 8 just to keep things small. But we'll see. It's just that thing of remembering scope. The good news is that since the songs are short, it's not too painful, but it definitely is a little tricky. And super shotguns are probably under bitter. It would depend. For me right now, bitter is just the fancy feel. So let's go back into, if I undo these guys to make sure we're good, and then go back into music. I was saying we were just getting into the chords. Chords I learned about, well, I learned they were very important. I didn't think they were too important, but no, they're very important. And chords are a little tricky though. They're important, but they're tricky. And I have 2 different types of submissions I want to do since I both love super slow and super fast music. Right now, it's 1 submission per person, but since it's been brought up twice, I'm guessing it's not clear. So I'll certainly add that into the rules when stream's over, but it's 1 submission per person. So you can only do 1 type. And I'd like to do another, what is it? Words. I'd like to do another jam, but I want to see first. I want to get a feel for how hosting one goes. Saying that though, let's see. Go back to here. We start off on G, but it can depend. I believe there's certainly different ways you can do it. You can go to different values. If I go back into here, you can see, where's my guy at? It's somewhere here. Ah, here you are. This guy. A chord progression formula. This is where music theory truly comes into play, doesn't it? And for example, the C, and I think I have it on here. No, it's minor. Do I have any on the major? Let's see. I got a lot of notes. I've been trying my best to learn, I tell you. Let's see. C, nope. It's okay. It's okay. And with the way your game works, how do chords work? Again, chords don't matter. It's audio. You have 1 song that has the track, and then that's the notes you play. And I gotta make it clear as I certainly don't think the website's clear, so I'll have to make it clear. But if I go back into here really quickly, you can add any instrument you want. Like, you could have 30 instruments, but as long as you have that 1 track that you're exporting for your MIDI, you work. So you just have 1 track that's the MIDI, and then everything else would go for the audio. But you don't have to have that MIDI track that you export as a part of the audio. It could be entirely different. And I'm really gonna have to figure out how to word it. So thank you for bringing that up, Frost. That is certainly a concern. And look at all those conventions. I probably follow some of those. They do exist somewhere here. It's just I easily forget them, so I'm always writing them down. But let's see. Yeah, those are minor. Okay, so let's go down to where I bring you. Major. Yeah, let's go for this guy. I like how shiny this guy is. Copy and drag you over to. Let's do it. Where were we at? Oh no. Where's my words at? Here, I found it. Okay, so we have our major guys, and the idea is that each number represents a different chord. So for example, we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then C again. And then from there, C equals 1, and then we have 2, and then we have 3, so 3 I's, and it's all in Roman. And then 4, I believe, is IV. That's a big guy. I, V. 5 is a big V, and then it's VI. And then 6 is VII, VII. Okay, so C is not in here, I think. And I would suggest something like a melody typing game accompanied by chords as you type. Can you elaborate a little bit, Nancy? I'm quite curious, as, again, I'm learning things as I go, so I'll take all the suggestions you can give. So then from here, depending on which one you start, and you can start anywhere, for example, but I like trying to start the chord with the same note. So since our note is F, you might want to do the F key instead. And if I click on this guy, you can see, nope, I just want to grab the F. F. There we go. That would be our F key. But I want a key that has F in it. That's all I'm really worried about. And because the melody is the main line of the song that a singer would sing. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I have heard that one before. I think that's why I didn't know much about chords, was because I wasn't used to listening to the chords. I was used to listening to the melody. And Toxin's a more dangerous poison. If your Pokemon's a poison, they lose 1 of their health. If you use Toxin, though, it doubles HP loss. Oh, that's dangerous. That's really dangerous, Zero. So then for our C chords, we have, if I slide down here, we have C, E, G, I believe. C, E, G. And if I click this guy, you can see, right? C, E, G. So then for D, and what I'm using as I'm trying my best to explain, but again, I'm learning. So why it's CEG is because we have our 7 chords. So let me actually go over here. We have 1, 2, 3, and let me mute this guy to make things a little bit easier on you. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's why they're named 7. But for our chords take three notes. So you would take the first one, then you skip, and you skip. So that's why it's called a C major, because you have C, E, G. So for our D, it would be D, and then it would be, I think that's F, and then A. So D, F, A would be the second one. So that's all I'm doing right now is I'm just writing down the skipped numbers. So that guy, and then, oh, hold on, I missed, nope, that. Somewhere along the lines of that is what I'm going for. I never actually took any kind of music theory classes, so I don't know chord names or progressions. Yeah, that's the thing of, it can help to know the words, but I feel like music does really come down to just the feels. Since I've been getting help with learning, it has made things a little bit easier, because it's the thing of, if I don't know what direction to go, music theory has helped me find that direction. So that's why I really enjoy it. So we have D, we have E, we have F, we have G, we have A, and we have B. There we go. And something along the notes, along the lines for writers. I had a hard time reading that. Something along the notes. Did I read that wrong? Or did I say that wrong? So for our D, right? It's going to be, and I can just check here, right? D, F, oh, A. D, F, A. Let's D, F, A, F, A. And then it's going to be, let's see if I can remember. F, and then it's going to, oh no, we missed the E. E, and then it's going to be U, R, G, and then a B. E, G, B. Yep. And E, G, B. And then we have, let's see, F, A, the C. F, A, C. F, A, C. And then we have G, it's going to be, apparently B. G, B, and then D. G, B, D. B, D. Oh, hold on. G, B, D. And then we have A. And then it's going to be U and U, so A, C, E. A, C, E. And then lastly we have, oh, B. B, D, F. B, D, F. D, F. So hopefully these guys will help us. M to the B. M to the B. Oons, oons, oons. Well, it's been stuck in my head now, and I did that good. Okay, so now that we have these notes, right, the hope is that we can kind of use these guys to figure out where we want to go. And that's why these arrows are here, is to hopefully make things easier. So for example, if we go back to, or actually I can just hide this guy. Our first note that we have, our first few notes, is we use G, we use A, and you can see it at the top there. I mean, if you don't wanna, well, it's tricky to remember these, so you can always just reference the top of the screen. But we have on here, right, our G, we have A, we have B, we have A, and we have, oh, G. And usually I like trying to do the chord starting with the first note. So I want something to have G in it. So if we go back to this guy here, what's a chord that has G in it? We've got this guy we can use. Well, so I'll go ahead and highlight that guy. This one, we're looking for the ones that have G. So these guys have G. So maybe we can start it in 1, 3, or 5. Usually songs sound nicer when it starts off with 1, but it's all about that flavor. So you know what? Maybe let's start off with 1. So I'm going to do my chords as C, E, G. So then what you would do here is, and I'm also writing this down here. So I'm going for my I, and you can see as well, 1 goes to everything. So we'll do this 1, and we're starting here. So 1 can go to anything else. So we'll just do C, E, G. So I'll go ahead and hide this guy here. Oh, hold on, you, there we go. Hide that guy. And now I'll go in, and I'm going to just do whole notes, because we're figuring out the chords right now. So all of these are just going to be whole notes for chords. So C, E, G. So this is C, yep. And then we have E, G. And then if I go ahead and pause the music to make it a little bit easier to hear, what do you think? On a serious note, re. What do you mean re, Toak? You made me even more confused. So now it plays like this. Doesn't that sound nice? So now the next note, and this is where I was worried about it sounding a little funny, because we're playing a major chord, which is using all notes that don't have this symbol or this symbol. But because we have some of the funny symbols, we're dipping into a different tone. I know, I don't think the word's tone, but we're dipping into a different field, which might make it sound weird. But we'll see. We can always try. But we go from 1, and then keeping that idea of going to different things. So for example, this guy's G again. So we could keep G. We could go differently. So let's see. Let's just listen. I don't think that sounds too bad. We can also try other ones as well. So if we go back to here, right, we reference our graph. The other one was we could do EGB or we could do GBD. So EGB or GBD. Let's give that a go. So EGB, GBD. So we have, and I'll just copy that guy, paste it there. So E, where were you at with E? Let's say E, we're trying to start from E. So A, God, C, weren't you E? Yes, E, and then EGB. So we have E, we don't need U, we're not looking for the funny symbols. Go up, so I believe control up, and we're looking for G. So EGB, and then the last one we had as an option was GBD. So EGB and then GBD. So let's move that guy, and the bottom guy is their G. We can also go here if we don't want to go down. So G is the ground floor, and then B, and then D. There we go. So there's different ways you can do it, but let's see. If I were to swap out this guy, for example, with this guy, how does that sound? If I click on play. It kind of sounds a little sad to me. And what if you make the chords hit on beat too? We'll modify the chords. Right now I'm just using whole notes to get a feel, but we could also separate the chords. We could make the chords into, what is it, arpeggios, I think? Right now I'm just getting a general feel. So I'm going for a big, wide field and then getting smaller.
Stranded Enigma just followed.
And thank you for the follow, Stranded Enigma. And welcome to the stream. What an interesting name. I do think this guy sounds sad, don't you think? Listen to it again. Right? We can also, because it's still the same notes, it's just lower. What if this is lower? And hydrate? Sure.
The triangle just redeemed hydrate.
Hydrate. Water. Delicious. Okay. So what if we win a nice stream? I should follow as well. I don't know how you managed to unfollow and refollow, Telak. Starting to think your button's broken. So let's see. If we go up and down, how does that feel? I think it feels even sadder. What if we go down and then we go up? There's so many different variations, which I think is what makes it so fun. There we are. And someone banned this. 0? No. You stay away with those words. You're on YouTube for a reason. You don't get points. I can only imagine what you'd do with the power if you were given it. And I do know you can also modify chords by just moving one of the notes up to the next octave. Yep. You could do like, that. I don't remember what that's called. I think it's inverted? Possibly. But you can certainly do that. You can also add another one, I think, which makes it 7? Possibly. But again, I'm not too sure on the terms. It's a lot of just having to see it a lot of times and then get used to remembering it. So if we go back to this, I do think that's sadder. What about we just kept the notes the same? How does that sound? Let's give it a listen. That sounds different, right? And then we also have this option as a guy. We can also go up if we want. Let's see. Let's see about the up. What does it feel like? I kind of like that one, I think, a little bit more. What if we lower it? What does that one sound like? And I also want to see about the 1. Maybe if we raise that guy. Ooh. Okay. I think this guy here, which is G. So it's 1, 5. Okay. 1, 5 usually goes, I think, 1, 5, 1, 5. But I do like this. I do think I like this one the most. Let's do it again. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. And hi, Mr. Dream Studio.
Dream Studio gave 200 bits. Hello, everyone.
Welcome back. Welcome to struggling with creating music, but I'm having a lot of fun. And thank you again. I hope you enjoy. And I did with that. Good. Okay. And that's a nice one. Yeah, I like it too. I think this works. And then we go. Yeah, and we're going for a bright feel. We want to make sure the song feels like it would be the theme song for a healer wizard. We're going for like a doctor-y feel, medic. That's the feel we're going for. So, since this is going to be our guy, right? This is the G. We can go ahead, and I'll go ahead and just mute this guy for a second, or unmute him. And we can go back into our concepts. So let's approach the charts. And again, you don't have to approach the charts. I just like doing it because it gives me some direction. And then I go off the walls. So I guess this is a starting point. Since it has everything, it's the tried and true method. But you don't have to follow the tried and true. So, right, we went from 1 and then to this one. So this would be our big V. And if we look at this guy, right, we could go to VII. So maybe we can go to this one, or we can go back to 1, or we could stay the same. So from this guy, it's suggesting we go, and let's see here. It's suggesting we either go to VII, so that's B, VII, which is B, we'll put that on there, VII, or to 1 again, which is C, the C chord. So, or we could stay the same too, but we're gonna eventually have to move on from it. That's the thing. So we'll go ahead and say C, which is I, or we could stay on it, so big V, and then that's going to be G. So let's give a try and see. I'm curious, usually it's not often you use number 7. I think that's one. Yeah, that's 5, 6, 7. It's not, you don't usually use 7 from what I've been told. However, 7 can be good in a pinch. It can be useful, but it's not common. And there's nothing wrong with not being common. It just makes you more special. So let's see. Let's go ahead and hide this guy, right? Let's try 7. So let's BDF. And, or VI, arrow button. Hold on. Right. We go up, or we can go this way. Can you what do you mean by VI? VI? That guy there? That's where you would come from. So you would have to, if you're on VI, so if you're on 6, you can either go to this box, or you can go to 5. That's what that's saying. But since we're on 5, we have to follow the colors. So we have to follow the purple. So this purple either goes up. Oh, I get what you mean. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. Purple. Thank you. Yeah. I'm blind. Thank you for pointing it out. Yeah, VI. Thank you. That is a great option. VI. VI. That is my mistake. Thank you again for pointing it out. VI, which is A. Okay, so we have a few options, which is great to see. Let me scroll back a little bit. I'm curious to see about A and B, since we haven't done them. So let's start off with looking at B, which is BDF. So let's go back and hide this guy here, right? And BDF. Now, another thing, right? And this, again, what I like to do is I try to grab chords that happen to have the notes. So this guy starts at a C. So we have a C key in here. We also have a, say, D. We have E, back to C, and then D. So, is there anything that uses C, D, and E? That's the question. And is there? Let's see. C, D, E? I mean, C does have a C. It does start in the C. So would it be nicer? We also have, let's see, C, D, E. So on our A, we have A and E. So this one also might be a nice idea. Let's see. So A happens to be ACE. Our B doesn't really, it has a D. So technically, but we do have CE and CE. And then let's see, CDE. So G, GBD. So our best bet might either to go 1 or to A, which is that VI. I'm thinking A might sound the best since there's a little bit of variation. It's not the 1. And it also lets us go to other places. So let's try ACE and see how that feels. Let's go ahead and hide this guy here. Go back into here. And we're going to try ACE. So let's go ahead and go back to here. So right now it's going up. We'll see. We can go back down, try that guy. So A, I believe, is here. And then A, C, oh, C, and then E. Let's see how that feels. Let me go ahead and hide, or mute this guy to make it easier to hear. Okay, let us give a listen. Ooh, that's pretty good. I like that a lot. Okay, let's go up. Let's see how it feels if we were to change the tune. Oh, I like that. I can't tell which one I like more. I do like the lower one, but I kind of like it going up. The up does feel nice. And one more time. I'm just curious. Another thing to note is the closer the notes are, the easier it is to transition. So why this might sound better than this is because the notes are closer to the last guy. It's the thing, remember, it's just ideas and depends on where you go for measure. Yep, depending on how close. So let's see, for this guy. And again, we could always keep on it. We don't have to do a different one each time. We could even do nothing if we want. So for example, maybe we do this. Hold on, maybe we do that. It doesn't have to be a note every time. And why don't you make the music for my game? Toak, I've got to make like over 30 songs for mine. I'm going to be super busy. Once I can figure out how to make lots of music, oh yeah, I'm going to fill the game to the brim with music. But let's see. For this guy here, it starts at C again. So maybe we just do this. Oh, not that. There we go. How does that sound? Since it's C again, what does that feel like? Let's see. Nah, I don't like that, I'll be honest. This is where maybe doing that inverted guy, because he's kind of around there. But I don't like how that feels. Okay, I think I know why I don't like it. And just 30 rookie numbers, 200 or more for pro gamer. It's probably going to be 200. I'm hoping not. But depending on how many songs and how many variations I want, it could be a lot. But we'll see. Now, I think I know why I don't like this. If we go and I do this guy here, there's another thing in music, which you can see on the side here. There's things called tonic, dominant, supertonic, so on and so forth. This is why we have the arrows, because it shows you what will sound nice. Different notes or different chords have different feelings. And when you play, I think, for example, the dominant wants, it feels funny. It feels like you're hanging off somewhere. So usually you would do, let's see if I can do it, and I can mute this guy here. Hold on. I just unplayed it and then muted it again. It can't catch a break. Usually you'd want to do, let's see if I can get up here, into then this, because it feels complete. Does it feel nice? Usually your bass key, that tonic, the 1, is the nicest because it feels stable. But can you imagine this? Where's it going? It feels like it should either go up or down. But playing that note, it needs to go somewhere. But if I do this, it doesn't feel like it needs to go up or down. And I think that's, again, the thing of music really has that feel. And if it feels right to you, it's good. And if it feels bad to you, that's good. It's just about trying to understand why you feel that way. But for me, this into this sounds nice because it feels like it's going somewhere and it's landing somewhere. Like it's jumping and it has somewhere to land. So if we're looking at that, right? This G key, or A, that's this guy here. Or A, it won't tell us. Or it's VI, interesting. Or it's subdominant. And this is where funny terms, and it feels bad for everyone else. Bad. It's okay to make music that only you enjoy, because at least someone's still getting enjoyment out of it. So, right, our A is classified as a subdominant, I believe. And I've written down notes. Again, I forget. So let's consult the notes. Let's see if I have a point where I'm going, because as we do this more, I'm remembering it's been a second. So I'm hoping the more we do this, the more I'll be able to collect. Here we are. There we are. So, right, we have our subdominant. This, which is a transition. It wants to go somewhere. So that's why it feels a little funny if we play it again, is I'm guessing. So usually you'd want to go to, let's see. And yeah, there you go. Tonic, the 1, is the home. And hi, Brandon Sprates. Welcome, Steve. Welcome back. I hope you've been A-okay. Let's see. And for the 5, right? So our, let's see, dominant. Dominant is tension and drive. Maybe that's why it feels like you're hanging, because it wants to go somewhere. You can't have that staying there. So if we're looking at this, right, and we go for A, and if we're not going to do A again, I'm lost. Oh no. Here we are. Okay. So if we go from 5 to A, what are we seeing? So I'll go ahead. I'll slide this guy around so you can see him. And what are we seeing on our board? So we'll go from here, and then we're going to VI, since that is the A. So U to U, and then VI. So from VI, we have a few options, and I'll go ahead and erase this guy. For VI, we can go back to V, which is interesting. So we can go back to V. We can also, let's see, V is G. So we can go back to G. We can also go to IV or II. Those are our options. And I'm starting to be a fan of this channel. I'm glad to hear it. I like your YouTube videos. They help me learn more about pixel art. I'm glad to hear that. That's what's sacred. But I'm happy they've been helpful. The thing is, I never know. Well, I have limited knowledge. I can certainly say I'm no professional or teacher. But since I've been told that my stuff has been helpful, I've been trying my best to be helpful, since I like helping. If I can be of use of helpfulness, then I certainly will try my best to. As I think if you're struggling to understand something and then I can get you to understand it and get you into it, I want to see that passion, that fire. and then it's great. It's great for everyone. Everyone gets to be passionate about other thing. And I listen to a lot of math, rock, and jazz, so my ears are accustomed to unusual rhythms. Oh yeah. I've been told before that my sometimes I hear my ears are tuned for some of the rule breaking tones, is what I've been told. Which is fine. It's the thing of, I like to start with the basics, the rules, and then we break them a little bit. We smush them around, and except for the imaginary friends. YouTube does exist, Toak. They're not imaginary, and they're not in my head. So let's see. We have V can go to V, and then it can either go to IV, or let's see, IV is F, right? F, or we can go to II, which is D. II. So let's try to go to II. Well, let's see first, right? I was keeping in mind the other guys. D. So what notes do we have? What do we know? If I click on this guy really quickly, we know that this starts off with C. So this guy has C, B, and C. C and B are the 2 notes that we have. So they're the notes we want to use. So if I click back into concepts here, let's see. C and B. Maybe that's why it sounded a little funny, because only C was in the A key. That's the one we were at. So is there any guy that has CB? Let's see. This one has CEG. This one has, let's see, FAC. And D has FDA. Interesting. There's not one that has CB, but I'm guessing that's because they're not together. So we're gonna have to be a little funny, which is A-okay. What I'm thinking is maybe, let's try, why don't we try 2? I'm curious on the 2. So that would be going from, and we can also hear it too, which is great. But let's see. So we go from A to then, let's see, this is going to be 2, so D. So A. Okay. How about, and then to D, or we did D, so that's not too bad. Or, and then G. Ooh. G might sound the best, but let's try. There's always seeing. So I'll go ahead and hide that guy. So for G, it's GBD. So let's go ahead and do GBD. So I'll go ahead and hide this guy. And let's see about GBD. I believe we did do G. Yeah, we did come from G. So let's go back down. See how that feels. See how it's making out. Also, hold on. Let me double check to make sure the audio is good to go. We have that guy there. I believe it's loud enough that it's over the other music, so it's not too bad. There we go. I almost feel like it should go a little lower. Like maybe, I'm curious to see. What if we just, I think it's called inversion, but how does that feel? That doesn't feel too bad, truth be told. Let's see, so that's our 5, right? What about another one? What's another one we could do? We could also try our IV, which is F, and F is FAC. So let's give that a try. So FAC. So we have here, and then let's see. If we're going up a little bit more, this is A or G. Where's F? Front door here? Yeah, FAC. AC. So that'd be that guy. So let's see. I go ahead and play this guy. What are we hearing? Ooh, we found it. We found it. I need not look any further. That is the one I choose. It's that one. Yep. Good. Okay, let's keep going then. So now we are in Ivy, and let us slide over. And this song puts me in a place where a little adventure heirs reaches a calm temple to receive a blessing for the dangers to come out of the shadow maze. Good. It's supposed to be a healer song, so it's good. It puts you at peace with calming. That's good. That's good. I'm happy to hear it, Toak. That's the point. So good. I'm glad it gives off that feel. So let's go ahead, hide this guy here. So now we're at IV. And let's see, where can we go? IV, that's our F guy there. So, actually, you know what, we'll do, to make it easier on us so we can see multiples, I'll go down instead. So now we're at our IV. And this guy either wants to go to II. So let's see, II. We can also go to VII. So VII or VI. So either V. And then there's also I. There's a few options we can go here. Interesting. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. And suspended chords. That's the word that I've been trying to think of. Those are when you get the chords and you get 2 notes that are next to each other. Other than like BC you were looking for. Do you mean you combine it? I don't think I've heard of that before. I thought you were talking about the one that has the symbol where it goes over to the next guy. That little guy, don't remember the name, but I know it's a thing. So let's see. For this guy here, right? What is our II? What is our VII? And so on and so forth. So for our II, that is D, that's our D. So D. For this guy, it is B. For this guy, it is G. And for this guy, it is C. I had to look it up, but they're legit called cis chords. I think I do remember that. It's all these silly names that stick with you. So we have D, B, G, C. Okay, good. Saying all that, what number or what letter are we at right at the moment? So we have G, B, G, B, A, G, B, A, D. G, B, A, D. So let me go ahead and click this guy here. So at the moment, the chords are G, B, A, D. So G, B, A, and then D. And
Mystery Tector subscribed on YouTube.
Mr. Oh, hold on. Let me get that name. That's not one I've heard before. Mr. Rector? Is that how you say it? Thank you. And
Cadin
thank you
subscribed
to
on YouTube.
Cadin as well. Welcome in. And let's see. Okay, sorry if I asked this question. No worries. But what kind of program are you using to create this sheet of music? It is called MuseScore, like MuseScore. Hopefully, those can answer it for you. It's been asked so much that I've added a thing.
Followed.
But hopefully that should also give you the link. And thank you for the follow again, Toak. I should just keep a poll, not a poll, but a note at this point on the how many times you've done it again. So let's see. So since we have G, B, A, and D, right? What are some guys we can see? So for D, we have does D have any of these? And you deserve it. You're very sweet. I do appreciate it. Even if they are, it stops sometimes, it starts sometimes. I appreciate you coming back. That's what truly matters. Let's see. And CFG is CFG. Hold on. C, F, which is front door, and G, like that.
Tokfo Diary subscribed for a total of 6 months.
See, 6 months? That's a really long time. It doesn't even feel like 6 months. It has been quite a second. This week I've been celebrating the anniversary of starting to stream. That's another reason why I'm doing the music jam, is the sense of, since we started developing this game last year, started streaming last year, why not bring it all together by doing something a little bit more community-based? Is the hope, at least. So I'm hoping a lot of things will come very fine and have a lot of fun. So let's see. For our D, right? DFA. So it only has one, all right? What about B? What does B have? B has BD, ooh, BDF. So we got a few of those. For G, we have GBD. Ooh, I'm thinking G might be good.
Equo_art just followed.
Thank you to Equo Art for the follow as well. Welcome in. welcome in. And I know with me, time flies. Blushes. It's the blushes that always get ya. Let's see. And then we also have CEG, which is not really in there. So I'm gonna guess G is going to be the one that feels the finest. So let's give GBD a try. See how that feels. So let's go back into here, back into here. I believe we used this guy here. So let's try here. This is GBD? Yep. Okay. So that kind of goes up. Let's see how it feels. So I'll go ahead and play this guy and let's see what we're getting at. It's the same exact chords, isn't it? Uh-huh. No, it's not. Interesting. I guess, maybe, right? We can have this guy as the first 4, because it repeats just about, I think. Possibly. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, and we'll listen to it. See where we're at. I'll also mute this guy to make it a little bit easier to hear. I do like that. I think we should keep it, truth be told. I think we should keep it, chop this up in half, and move to something for here. I quite like how it goes up and down and up and down. We're literally looking for that flowery elegance since the flavor's supposed to be sweet and for a healer. So I think just chopping up this guy here would be enough for our chords, and then we can start to mess around with the chords and see how we feel about them. Overall though, one more time, and one more time. But I am liking this. I'm enjoying it. Let's see. Water is so tasty. Nice. Okay. And the thing is that, let's see, F. Okay. So you're F, A, C. Where does FAC want to go? Let's check. So let's go back to the board and collect your thoughts. So FAC happens to be IV. So we're back to here. Funny enough. So if we check the sky, we can see that we have all of the C chords. And then it goes to D, G. And then it goes back to D, or D, G, C. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking of making these half. So like this. And then starting another guy here. So, how would that sound? For example, this guy starts at C. So maybe we can just bring this down to Z. Something like this. I believe this is C. C. Yeah, okay, let's give that a try. If I go ahead and click on this guy here, let's just start from here. There you go. Ooh, that's good. That's good. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Now we just, well, we don't have to have something here, but we'll see. Add some drums, put it through an amp, a guy that screams a falsetto, you've got a glam metal. It would really be adding the glam part, since it feels, I am getting a good enchanted feeling, which is what I wanted. So I'm really glad to hear the glam metal. Let's see. Okay, so we go back to this, which is C. So we go back to this guy. And then this guy here, let's see. Maybe we could just end it on C again. So maybe what we can do, right? Oh, hold on, I didn't copy correctly. Copy, paste. Maybe we just do whole notes. Like that. How does that feel? How does that make us feel? And hi, busy mirror. Welcome to stream. And hi as well to you, Poseidon VTR. Hello. Welcome in. Welcome to the both of you, and welcome back, busy. Currently, I'm working on a rhythm typing cafe game, and since my game's about rhythm, we're making a song for it. We're making a music map. But I'm also currently hosting a music jam. There we are. Where people get to try to make their own maps and put them in the game. And then whichever top 3 get it, they shall get the thing. You can hear it too, jam. That work? That does work, doesn't it? Did I do? Oh, I did work. Yep. And you make games? Yep. I can do NECROTYPE. There you go. That's the second game. I'm currently working on it. I've been working on it for about a year now. And it's been up and slow down progress, but I'm learning a lot for it. Yep. And the idea right now is that we're making music for the game. And then we can put it in the game, see how it feels. And you know what? We can try it out. Let me finish this, and then I can show you what I mean by putting it into the game. So let's see. I almost wonder if this can go down in Music My Beloved. I'm glad. Something of, I want to learn all aspects of game dev, but I don't want to specialize in all aspects. But I do want to learn about them. I'd like that. Want to see if we just... No, that's not a good idea. But what if we just go back down again for you? Yeah, what if we just do this? How does that feel? I don't know. Let's see. We're at 1 out of 200. Well, don't remind me. And oh, I study music theory on my own time. Oh, that's even better. That's a lot of self-learning, but I think this is really fun. Oh, hold on. I got distracted. But I think that's really neat. I have no musical teachings, but I've had the help of people who do know what they're talking about. So I've been very fortunate in that regard, as a lot of this is just a learning process. You know what? What if we, just throwing things out there, what if we were to do like that? And this guy's 1, so what if we just did up and down? How does that feel? No, I take it back. I don't like it. I quite like this a little bit more. And we don't have to have the chords, but I do like the chords. Okay, what are you? You are A, I believe? Yeah, you're A. So, C, E, G. You can go anywhere. And you're A. Okay, you're A, I believe you. A, B, and C. A, B, C. I'm just wondering if there's a chord, because this is 1, right? 1 can go to any. And no, take backs. You know the rules. You know the rules. And so do I. Let's see. Let me go ahead and play this guy here. From there, if we can go to anyone, and if we have the chords, let's see, A, C, or A, B, A, B, C. Anything we can do for A, B, C, and maybe move the last bottom chord down 1 or 2 and see how that sounds? Sure. Hold your horses. This guy here, you're saying move it down 1 or 2, move the last bottom chord. So do you mean like this? Or can you elaborate a little bit, Pala? And let me go ahead and mute this guy. We can give it a go. Or do you mean down as in 1, 2, like that, maybe? We can see. Hold on. This one feels a little bit too incomplete. Maybe we can go here. I feel like it would have to go up. Maybe that's why. Kind of, yeah. Let's give it a go. Let's see. And I'm much better at depressing music, aka minor keys and such, but throwing a flat always gets me happy because it gives a catchy ring. The funny thing is, I've been working in minor for a lot of the times. I'm trying to make a happy song. A lot of my songs have been more the depressing sad ones, but it's because my game is I'm making a gothic cafe, so a lot of it's supposed to be spooky and high and fancy is the feel I'm going for, but this one I want to make cheery and enchanting is the feel I'm going for. It makes me make me a soundtrack for free, thanks. Depressive Cafe, it's not depressive, it's just high and fancy, and when you're high and fancy, you don't get to have fun. It's all about making sure your pinky fingers are up and etiquette and pish posh. That's what really matters. Let's see, and depressive factory. Let's see. And I love your voice, but you're just too cute. I don't know how to take that. That's a new one. I'd like to say I appreciate it, but I don't know. Let's see how this feels. And I like the bass line because I totally don't play low orchestral instruments. I'd love to learn the instrument. Right now I'm learning piano, and it doesn't loop. If it doesn't loop, it is going to loop. It certainly is. It's going to go back up here. The idea is that these songs are loopable, so I also need to add that to the website. Because it should just loop. So let's listen to it the whole way through, see how we feel about it. As, yeah, it's gonna loop, because we never know how long these spells are going to be. So the idea is that these are short songs that can be looped if need be. So let's see. And everybody does. So sweet. Works. I take it back. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, right? Because it implies something more is about to happen? Do you think so? I think this is a good feel finish. I think that's a good feel. No, that's good. Thank you. It's all thanks to music theory. If I didn't have that guide, I don't know what I'd do. But I think this is fine. I feel like you could go somewhere with this, but I also feel like the loop is just enough. And am I tone deaf if I can't hear that music and a difference between the last two bottoms? Not at all, Pala. Again, it's that thing of ears are gonna hear things differently. Your ear might be tuned for something else. Here, I'll play it like this. Does it sound a little bit different that way? It is the same chord, it's just a little bit different because of the octave. So it really is the same thing. It just sounds a little different, but they're still the same key. So for example, it's the difference between this guy and this guy. It's such a small difference, you probably won't hear it. But I can understand why, yeah. It's the same thing, just a little bit switched. Saying that, though, let's give this a try, shall we? See how it feels now that we've added chords. Now, granted, we will mess up the chords and around, but it is already 4:47, which is surprising, but I want to see. I want to go a little bit further. I just want to get how it feels, as I'm super excited. I haven't done a different flavor of music before, aside from the more gothy type, so I'm having a lot of fun. Let's see. Export this guy here, and then from there, let's grab the other file, and while I'm doing those things, let me make sure there's not silence in the background. So let's see. File, export. We're gonna make sure we export to a MIDI, like so. And then from here, we're going to make sure we do MIDI to JSON, then upload it, and see how it feels. So I'll go ahead and go back to here. I'll bring you back into here. And then from there, we'll make sure we refresh the sky, like that. And then from there, I'll go ahead and delete you, so you're not in my downloads. And then that means I just now need to drag and drop my MIDI, make sure I download the JSON, and then we go into my game, make sure the audio is muted. Very important, as either oh yeah, that's gonna get fixed. If I can remember, I'll do it right as soon as stream ends, as bam, hit you in the face. So we'll do this guy here. And then from there, we click load audio. We'll drag and drop the audio we just made. So this guy here. And then we'll drag and drop the JSON that we just made. There. And now we should be able to play it. And yeah, I can hear it. Good, good. Good to hear. It's too loud sometimes, just the worry. So let me go ahead and click that guy. And there's the same chord. Yep, just a little modified. And I do that. Good. And I usually can't tell the difference. I just enjoy how my sensorial nerves and my ears vibrate. What interesting choice of words. So let's see. I'll go ahead and make this a little bit louder. Never mind. Not a good idea. This guy is getting turned down the moment I remember. But I can click generate, right? And divide 1 by 0 now. Isn't that not a thing? I don't think so. I think it might not work. Also, maybe all the music or audio is imbalanced. But we now have our song, right? So let's give it a test. I'll go back in here. Before we do that, I'll make sure. So let's give it a try. H-E space E-Y space T-H E space T-U-O-T. I think I need to calibrate, so if you just excuse me, I'm just gonna hit. And I've noticed too, I've had a better luck when I've been in Firefox than in Chrome. Hit. It takes a while for me to calibrate on this guy because of the delay. It feels like hit. Got the calibration. And hi, Glamoth, or is it Glamoth? I remember that name. It was very hard to pronounce, but welcome back, and you can tell me how to fix it, and I can try my best to redo the name. And need aimbot? It's supposed to be, well, it's not FPS game, that's for sure. It's got a different vibe to it. Let me go ahead and do this guy here and restart. And stop hitting her. Can't you see the pain on her face? I'm trying. Let's see. T-H-E-Y space W-E-R. Space E. Oh, I did not. Oh, D-S-O-M-E space F-O-R space. T-H-E space F-R-R T-I-M-E comma space S-O-C-K-S. Ooh, if we made it a little bit longer, you wouldn't have to hear or wait for the loop. So maybe that's what I could work on. Maybe making the song shorter so that you only have to do one and try her. Let's gonna destroy this game. Well, the thing is, hopefully by making it a rhythm game, it makes it harder. Because you can't just rely on your typing skills. You gotta have rhythm. Do, 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 I do like it. And hi fish. Howdy. Welcome into stream as I'm waiting for the last key. Yeah, I think what I'm going to have to do is, and I'll make the audio this guy here. I think in my game, I'm going to have a word count limit for the spells. I think that would overall improve it, as then I won't have to run into the issue of like what you saw where the audio at the very end, I was waiting for such a long time for that period. So if I made my poems, the things you have to type, really short, then you wouldn't have such a struggle. So I think that's also something I'm going to have to work on. It's just a matter of figuring things out, but I'm really happy with how this came out. I do want to do more on it, but I don't think I have enough time for it. So I think it would be best to end it here, and I'll keep working on it. So I'll bring you back into this screen here. Alrighty, so if you enjoyed that, and if you'd like to make your own map, you can certainly give it a try now on the game. It's up for you to try if you'd like to make the audio and then the MIDI and JSON and all export it. So I can go ahead and do necrotype, do all of that there. Let me make sure I move all of you down here like that. And let me also send it in here. So if you'd like to. And copy you here to there. And that to this here. Oh, it didn't want to do the thing. That's okay. I have backups. I can just copy this guy and send it here. Easy. So there's the link to the game if you'd like to give it a try and like to upload your own guys to see how they play. And currently, I'm hosting a music jam for my game as well. So if you happen to make a fun map, you can send it my way. And that would be if I do exclamation jam. And that was fun, dice looking. Thank you, Frost. You can certainly also do that guy there. So that's that there for you. It explains all the rules and notes and things of that nature. Let me go ahead and copy this guy, paste this guy. Oh, it does do it. Lovely. So that's that there. Tomorrow, we'll be doing some pixel art. We'll be going back to school and playing a game called Pixel Art Academy. And then after that, next week, we'll do some more music. We'll do another game, and we'll also do some pixel art as well. So I hope to see you there as well. If you're on Twitch, consider sticking around, as I'd like to see if we can find a game developer to raid. But if you're on YouTube, that'll be the end for me. And this week, I'll figure out how to do the raiding for YouTube. Saying that, and I'm definitely going to try the jam. Lovely! I'm really glad to hear it. The more participation, the better. I'm really excited to see what people come up with. But I hope you have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, or good night. And I hope to see you all soon. Again, if you're on Twitch, stick around. I'm going to go to the end. I'll be right back. But on YouTube, this will be the end of me. I hope to see you all soon. Where's the button? I never remember the button.